The sounds and smells of spring are in the air. For Soda Springs, the birds are breaking out of their nest and taking to the field for some good old baseball and softball. If you listen close, you can hear it. Baseball and softball in the Idaho Rocky Mountains can be as unpredictable as the weather, but the hopes of a strong season are high for the Cardinals of Soda Springs as they pursue a trip to the state championship later this spring. For the first time, KBRV is bringing you every step of that trip. Every diving catch, every line drive to the gap, every run of the season can be heard right here on your home for Cardinal Sports. Live local sports are brought to you on the Bear by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com. We're about 20 minutes away from the first pitch, so hold on to your seats and turn your radios loud as we send you to the field for all the action with the voice of Caribou County Sports, Caleb Burgraff, on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
And ladies and gentlemen, get set for another edition of baseball on KBRV 800 The Bear. I'm Caleb Burgraff out here as the Soda Springs Cardinals getting set to play host to the Malad Dragons as they are wiring themselves up to get ready for their District 5 opener. The Malad Dragons have already played a pair of games in the District 5 season, but they are 0-2, and the Cardinals are ripe for the picking for their first win. The Cardinals, on the other side, looking to try and get themselves off to a hot start before Bear Lake comes into town tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow morning, actually, at 11 o'clock in a rescheduled game. This is the Deceivingly Tan pregame show, where, again, at Soda Springs High School, I'm Caleb Burgraff, and after this break, with a word from our sponsor, we're going to get you set for the opening of today's ball game and a little bit better picture at what is going on in the district and in the overall region. That's coming up on this edition of Caribou County Sports on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at MyLocalRadio.com.
Add some color to your life. Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs is a full-service tanning salon offering conventional tanning beds, the Hexagon, and spray tans. Right now, distinguished young women contestants can get a spray tan for only $10. You'll look great with a spray tan that'll leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 547-0514. The place to tan when the beach is out of reach.
Thanks again to Deceivingly Tan for being our pregame show sponsor on KBRV 800 The Bear, and I welcome everybody once again out to a cold and windy Soda Springs High School as the Soda Springs Cardinals getting set for what is one of their last home games of the season. Tomorrow will be the last home game of the season unless they are able to take that #1 spot and are able to give themselves a chance to host the district tournament here at Soda Springs High School. Plenty to come here on the pregame show, but as we take a look at these two teams, it's a very similar record for these two teams. The Malad Dragons coming into this game 8-7, 0-2 in district play, and the Cardinals also coming into this game 8-7, winners of their last game against Snake River in a 6-2 victory over the Panthers, and riding a little bit of a hot streak. But the big thing for the Cardinals, they have not played in 9 games. It's been a very long layoff for this team. We talked a little bit about that with Coach Jeff Uskoski. We'll have that interview coming up for you on the pregame show as we continue to move along here. But the Cardinals were able to get in a couple of scrimmage games, some red and black games that they got to go out there and keep themselves fresh, see some live pitching. They got some good batting practice in, and the rest has been a time for the team to heal up as well. And they look to try and take down the Malad Dragons in a pretty big game here in today's contest. That's your scene set for today's ball game on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to sit down and chat with senior Braxton Kellen, who is our standout student for today's ball game, right here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at MyLocalRadio.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa.
You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Back here once again on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. I'm Caleb Burgraff at windy and cold Soda Springs High School. As right now the wind is coming in straight from right field, here at the baseball field and the softball field behind us as the Cardinals getting set for a pair of games against the Malad Dragons. With that, it's time for us to jump into our standout student as senior Braxton Kellen joins us on the pregame show to talk about how his school year has been going and what future plans might hold for the Cardinal senior.
Caleb Burgraff joined here on our Standout Student segment with Braxton Kellen, who is a senior at Soda Springs High School. And Braxton, when you look at the senior year, it's almost over at this point in time. How have things gone?
I think everything's gone good so far. I mean, there hasn't been any type of problems, and it's just been a smooth sailing so far.
It's always what you hope for the senior year. Now that it's coming down to the end of it, are you having the trouble with senioritis at all, or trying to keep yourself motivated during the last couple of weeks, or has that been pretty easy for you?
It's been pretty difficult because I don't typically like the end of the school year because it just seems so hard compared to when you first start.
Everything just kind of drags on as well. Let's talk about some of the classes that you are trying to keep yourself focused and keep yourself attentive. And what are some of the ones that you're taking, and what are some of those that have really stood out to you as your favorites?
So I've been taking a government B class and math, and I'm probably the main focus that I try to keep going in.
If you had a subject that you could come in here and take, maybe not one that you're even taking this year, but if there was something that you could take and sit in all day long, what would that class be? What would that subject end up being?
There's nothing really that stands out that I'd take, but if I had to choose, I'd say a history class. That's typically what interests me the most in school.
Is there any particular area of history that really kind of jumps out to you as ones you like to learn about?
More medieval and that type of era is what interests me the most.
Talk a little bit about teachers now. When you think about teachers in this school that really have helped you out a lot, who are some of the names that really jump out?
Mrs. Worthington's been one of my favorites, and Schwaneville's been a decent teacher too.
What makes a good teacher to you, especially with you going off to college now? What are you going to look for in a professor?
Someone that takes the time to help you, to help make sure you understand what you're doing, and just spends the time with the students.
Now, high school is not just about teachers and just about classes. There's obviously other stuff to do, and you didn't necessarily do a lot of the clubs, but you were part of the baseball team. What makes baseball a sport that you really enjoy playing, and what made that the one that you wanted to do through high school?
It's just the sport I pretty much grew up playing my whole life, and it's always just enjoyed the sport.
Braxton, a couple more things for you. One of them is ISU's coming up for you. That's where you decided you want to go to college. What's the major going to be, and what made you decide that you wanted to go in there?
Our high school held a Tex Expo, and going around had two fields that just interested me the most, and the reason I chose ISU is mainly because it's close, and I have a family that's lived up there, so it just kind of works out.
Keeps you in touch with your roots and also allows you to keep moving forward. And we'll wrap it up with this. Talk a little bit about Soda Springs High School. From your memories here, what are going to be some of the things that you take with you? What's going to be one of the better memories that you have from this high school?
Best memories are just playing baseball and just having a good time here from all the assemblies and all the stuff that we hold here.
Braxton, thank you so much for the time. Good luck to you as you continue on with your endeavors. Hopefully we'll be talking about baseball a little bit longer this year than normal and taking you guys to the state tournament, and good luck at ISU as well.
Thank you.
That was senior Braxton Kellen on our pregame show as our standout student. This is the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more coming up on our festivities before today's ball games, as we will talk with Coach Tara Fetzer and Jeff Yuskoski. You're listening to the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward. For all of us, Monsanto. Imagine.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Welcome back once again into the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear, online at mylocalradio.com. And as a reminder, if you or someone you know is looking to try and get tanned in Soda Springs, be sure to get in touch with Billy over at Deceivingly Tan. Give her a call at 208-547-0514. And don't forget, if you're a distinguished young woman contestant, you can get your spray tan at Deceivingly Tan for only $10. That is a special that is going to be moving on all the way through the rest of the baseball season, at least as far as we know, and maybe even a little bit further for all those distinguished, young women. As, again, you don't need to always find a beach to get yourself warmed up and tan. Speaking of tan, the Cardinal softball team had a little bit of a struggle in the sunshine yesterday, Wednesday, as they came out against Westside to open up their District 5 District 5 regular season schedule and lost in the final score of 19-3. But we talked with Coach Tara Fetzer, found some bright spots out of that game, including the first 2 innings the Cardinals played, where they looked fantastic on the field. Tara Fetzer joins us now on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Coach Tara Fetzer from the Soda Springs softball team. And Coach, yesterday, a little bit of a rough game for you guys. Not a ton to really talk about from that one in the late half of it, but the first 2 innings for the girls, fantastic start. They had the 1-0 lead leaving 2 innings, only had given up 2 base runners in the game. What were your thoughts on the way that they started out?
Started really strong, Caleb. It was really great to see because some of the games we've really struggled in those first couple of innings, so it was great for them to come out and have those 2 down and feel confident going into that third.
Looking past that, yes, you guys did give up the really rough 2 innings there against Westside, but the other thing I did notice is they didn't seem to panic when they got to the plate after that. They were aggressive in the counts, but not swinging at bad pitches, and they were able to get a couple of rallies, granted short rallies due to the way the hits fell for them, but rallies going and were able to cut into the deficit slightly. How much has this team improved at the plate in the last couple of weeks that you've seen?
Their confidence is definitely up, Caleb. They're again, judging correctly as far as what's coming in, being able to get those hips turned and those hands following through. We've seen a great increase in the hits and ability to hit at the plate.
That's one of the other things that I have definitely noticed is the confidence in the girls. Even today, coming out here after that game, there's not a whole bunch of girls hanging their heads. The season is not over to them, and that's one of the nice things. Call it what you will for Idaho baseball and softball when it comes to the way they run their playoffs in Idaho sports, but the fact that district tournament is what really counts, and everything's really just leading up to that. How much does that help you when it is a fresh start really after the regular season ends?
Well, I think we were all disappointed in the way that we played yesterday. We knew that wasn't our team, and that wasn't Soda Cardinal softball, and the girls recognized it, I recognized it, so all we can do is think about it, reflect for a second, then shake it and go on and do what we do, which is play ball.
This week, a couple of fresh tests for you. Malad coming in first on Friday and then Bear Lake on Saturday. What are a few of the things that you need to see the girls do in order to come away with a win in one of those 2 games?
There's some things that confidence-wise we need. Our pitching, we need to work that confidence there defensively, and also just keep those hits going and improving in the batter's box. These girls have to play like we played against those teams we've seen, against Firth, that win, against the Snake. Even Snake was a really strong team to be able to hold them, and Shelley, to hold them to the scores that we did and be, stay tight and be able to play like that.
We'll wrap it up with this question, Coach, and that's looking back on those games, looking back on on what this team has been able to do in the past. Do you feel like maybe in a weird way yesterday was a little bit of a blessing where the other teams might take you for granted a little bit going into that after seeing that score?
For sure, sometimes that target gets on your back and they're like, oh, we're going to get them. But I think this one they're going to underestimate us. But I don't think that's not us. That's not how we normally play. So to go into the next few games with knowing that they'll look at that score and be like, oh my goodness, it really does give us a little bit of advantage to go show them what we really can do.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. Good luck as you guys get ready for this weekend, and hopefully we'll be talking about a Cardinals victory on Friday or Saturday.
Hope so. Thanks, Caleb.
That was Coach Tara Fetzer from the Lady Cardinals softball team as they are taking the field behind us, getting set for the Malad Dragons as well. We'll try and have some updates throughout that game as it progresses from the softball field. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the baseball game, a closer look with Coach Jeff Uskoski, and we'll talk with him about what the Cardinals need to do for a win against Malad, as well as talk with them about the long layoff and what the team has gained from that. That's all coming up on your Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa.
You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Welcome back into the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. The Cardinal baseball team getting set for their opening matchup in District 5 play. And we talked with Coach Jeff Uskoski earlier this week about what the Cardinals have been seeing so far, how this layoff is going to affect them. That joins us right now on your pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Vergraff joined here with Coach Jeff Uskoski from the Soda Springs baseball team. And Coach, when you look at the season right now, you guys are finally getting into district play, and the way you guys are getting there, above 500 right now, just above 500 with the win against Snake. Is this how you expected the team to be going on, or where are you guys at where you were expecting to be?
I'm dealing with high school boys, so I never know what I'm going to expect to be honest. But, I'm happy with where we're at. I was really happy that we got that win over Snake, especially without having one of our seniors. I was really happy with how we played there. The kids played really hard. I'm hoping we just come out and keep playing like that the rest of the year.
You guys have had a really long layoff going into your next game against Malad, 9 full days between then and the last time you played. You guys have gotten some scrimmages in between the squad, but what are some of the other things that you're hoping that the kids will get from this rest?
One of the things I'm hoping is that kids get their arms healed up before we get into district play, because we end up with little tweaks with our arms. The kids get sore, and we had a few pitchers that were kind of looking at me when they were out on the mound saying, oh man, my arm's really kind of hanging today. And so after those days off, I'm thinking we should be, I think everybody's back at full speed and we should be able to go and have our arms really ready for it. The other thing I think that we get is we get a little perspective of we want to get out to play. It's not a slog that we haven't been playing day after day after day. And so the kids are ready to play. They look fresh and they're pretty excited about getting it on this weekend.
One more question before we look at the district, and that one really focuses on when you look at the lessons that the kids learn, that's the biggest thing you're looking without a district play, is just trying to get the kids lessons, get them game moments that they can learn from. What are some of the lessons you think hopefully as a team, not in the layoff, but in the earlier 15 games that they've learned?
One of the things I think that we're getting better at, and that's what we're working on in scrimmages as well, is just situational baseball. The situations in bunting defense and stealing defense, we just need to get a lot better at that, and that's really what we have had to go the farthest way on. Basic technique on hitting, basic technique on fielding is a small part, but the actual situational baseball is a really big part. And it's something we still need to improve at, but I think that is one of the biggest takeaways I'm hoping that we're getting better at before league play.
Only 4 games left in the regular season before you get to that district tournament. What would be an optimal situation coming out of these district games with? Obviously you want the 1 seed, but is there anything else you're looking for?
I'd like to see the 1 seed. I mean, obviously we'd all like the 1 seed, but I'd like to see the 1 seed coming out and being healthy. We need to get our kids there, healthy, all our pitchers ready, because really, but the difference between the 1 and 3 seed isn't that great. If you're healthy going into the district tournament, that's the biggest thing. And I'd like to see our kids compete, get some good at-bats, and see where we line up, because we haven't seen Bear Lake at all this year. We've only seen Malad at a tournament, and they were playing other teams, and so we didn't really get a chance to play them. And so it'll be a nice opportunity to see where we match up against teams in our district, and I'm really excited. I think we'll do pretty well.
Time for the last sprint to the finish, Coach. Hopefully we'll be talking about some good things when you guys take on Malad on Friday.
Okay, thanks a lot, Caleb.
2 teams continuing to warm up. That was Coach Jeff Uskoski on our Deceivingly Tan pregame show, as we are just about 10 minutes away from the first pitch of today's ball game between the Malad Dragons and the Soda Springs Cardinals. Coming up next on our Deceivingly Tan pregame show, our keys to today's contest being brought to you today by Soda Smiles Dentistry. A smile is a curve that sets everything straight, and Dr. Matt Coons and the staff at Soda Smiles Dentistry invite you to their office on Main Street in Soda Springs. Back after this break on your Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KVRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Berger.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
Add some color to your life. Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs is a full-service tanning salon offering conventional tanning beds, the Hexagon, and spray tans. Right now, distinguished young women contestants can get a spray tan for only $10. You'll look great with a spray tan that'll leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 547-0514. The place to tan when the beach is out of reach.
Welcome back into the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com. And as we take a look now at today's ball game, the Cardinals getting set to try and open up district play with a win against the Malad Dragons. Malad already 0-2 in the district after a pair of losses to Bear Lake. They lost 9-0 in one of their games and then 13-2 in the second game against Bear Lake. So Bear Lake already coming out, and I was talking to one of the coaches for the Malad Dragons, one of their assistants, and he said, you know, Bear Lake, not only are they a threat, they're maybe in line to win the state championship this year with, and Malad, well, after playing against Nampa Christian as well as the Cardinals playing against Nampa Christian, Malad's saying that, you know, this Bear Lake team is much better than the team that we ended up playing over in the Glens Ferry tournament. So this Nampa Christian team definitely, or excuse me, this Malad Dragons team definitely looking to try and find a way to get a win, get that number 2 spot, and get themselves over to the state tournament, because nobody looks like they're going to be able to topple the Bear Lake Bears at this point in time. Time for our key to today's contest brought to you by Soda Smiles Dentistry. A smile is a curve that sets everything straight. Dr. Matt Coons and his staff at Soda Smiles Dentistry invite you to their office in Main Street in Soda Springs. And today's key to the game for the boys is keep yourselves steady. I was listening to the pregame chat from Coach Jeff Uskoski to his team, and he was saying, you know, we may be losing this game after 3 innings, but we are more consistent and we are more even keel than this Malad Dragons team is, and we are going to be able to go out there and put up runs. We got to just have faith in ourselves, even if we're not in front after a couple of innings of play. So that's going to be the key to this one, is keep yourselves calm, keep yourselves composed, and never look at yourselves as being out of this game against the Malad team that they can definitely compete with. That's your key to today's game, brought to you by Soda Smiles Dentistry. And with that, as the two teams are in the dugout waiting on the umpires to make their way to the field here in this cold and windy, blustery day at Soda Springs High School, let's take a look at our starting lineups for today's ball game. Starting with the Soda Springs Cardinals in the field, they're going to look like this. The starting pitcher for today's ball game, Tanner Myers, is going to be thrown to Kyle Dursteller, as Devin Adams not available to play in the varsity game for today's ball game. In the outfield behind him, in left field, Kobe Allen will be playing. Right field will be Taylor Adams, and in center, the senior Chris Lloyd will be patrolling and roving there. On the infield, at first base, Braxton Kellen has that position locked down, has had it all season long. Second base will be Jaron Johnson. At short, Zach Housley will get in more reps, and at third base, Peyton Lish will be moved over to the hot corner for the Soda Springs Cardinals in today's ball game. That's your starting lineup for the Cardinals. As far as the Malad Dragons go, they're going to be looking at it like this. Number 2, Gage Cherry is going to lead things off as the starting left fielder for the Dragons. Justin Hubbard will be playing center field, and batting second, wearing the number 3, Hayden Green is going to be playing shortstop and wearing the number 8, batting third in their lineup. Pitcher is DJ Evans. He wears the number 21, and he will be batting cleanup for the Malad Dragons. Number 5 is the second baseman, J.D. Wilkins, batting in the 5-hole. Catcher Tucker Hess will be batting 6th and wearing the number 25. First baseman Gavin Combs will be playing at first base, as I said, wearing the number 22 and batting 7th. In the 8th spot, the third baseman, number 14, Colby Dreesen, will be moving in and turning the lineup over, or in charge of turning the lineup over. And for the Cardinals, hopefully not turning the lineup over, right fielder, number 4, Chase Davis, will wrap things up for the Malad Dragons. The Dragons being coached today by T.C. Williams. I was joking with him about having a name that is reminiscent to Remember the Titans, and he said, I thought about trying to sue the movie for name rights, but that school's had that name for a lot longer than I have, so not necessarily going to do that. Of course, T.C. Williams, the high school of Remember the Titans pride, as that is one of the major things that you'll think of when you hear that movie name. On a side note, Coach Williams is also a Titans fan, which he said also made it a little bit interesting. He grew up an Oilers fan, and so when the movie came out named after him, then it all made sense in all those eyes. Still no umpires here yet. We're going to take a break, and when we come back after this break, we're going to hopefully have umpires and hopefully have teams taken to the field today as we get set for today's ball game between the Cardinals and the Dragons on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home.
Got all the best books.
Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals. Still in fill mode here as the umpires for the baseball game have yet to show up at the softball field. Things have been working, and the Cardinals will escape the top of the first inning. They do trail 2-0, is I believe the score over there after an inning of play, but the bats are coming up for the Soda Springs Cardinals. I was talking over there to the head coach of the Malad Dragons a little bit earlier, and we were talking about just the way the district is shaping up at this point in time. Malad has come out and is the early favorite for the district championship, as they have come out and went 2-0 in the first couple of games, 3-0 now after they were able to come away with another victory. And they're looking very, very good at the start of the season, but the one thing that he talked about was the idea that the district is a little bit tighter this season than it has been in other years when he looks back at it. If you look at the 3 teams that he's had a chance to look at that are not included in the Bear Lake debacle, with Bear Lake not playing many games around these other teams, Westside, Soda Springs, and Malad all have one common opponent that they have played at this point in time. That is McCall's JV, and the Cardinals and the Westside Pirates ended up tearing the McCall JV team down. They both had double-figure victories in those games against the McCall team, but the Malad Dragons came out and struggled. Barely were able to get a victory against that team, and that's one of the things that it comes down to the sport of baseball or softball when you look at it, is you never know what you're going to get on a game. You can have a great game, you can have a terrible game. It just depends on the day that you roll out there, and you can't put too much faith or too much stock into one performance or one score that you see onto the scoreboard. And that was something we talked about with Coach Fetzer in the pregame show as well for the Lady Cardinals, as they, again, are getting ready to take on to the field and get their bats going against the Malad Dragons. Is, you know, yesterday or Wednesday, yes, they did end up having a very bad loss against the Westside Pirates, but you got to find the positives in the games when you have a very difficult situation you're going against, and there were plenty of positives coming out of that game. The offense looked a little bit more productive than they have in a while. They were being very aggressive on pitches, but also making contact with pitches they were hitting, and for the first 2 innings, they were able to hold the Westside Pirates down to nothing, and actually had a lead after the bottom of the second inning as well. So a lot of positives when you look over at the Lady Cardinals softball team as they continue to grow and improve. And another thing, when you talked with the head coach of the Malad Dragons, was looking at the district and the way that Idaho sets up. None of these games really come to a point where they matter until the district tournament. Yes, the seeding is required. Yes, the seeding is something big, but right now it's still even in that feeling out mode, the way that the playoffs work in the state of Idaho. Still no officials here, or still no umpires here at the baseball field, as we continue to wait and cool our jets as far as figuring out what is going to be going on at this ball game. And as we continue to look back over at the softball field, again, the Lady Cardinals falling 2-0 right now in that ball game, taking on the Malad Dragons with the top of the order. And I believe Alicia Delaware up at the plate right now, as she will swing and miss at a pitch and see the count go to a 2-strike count. I believe, again, the scoreboard facing away and the scoreboard not working over at the softball field at the time being. So we'll continue to give you a little bit of bonus coverage of the softball game as Alicia Delaware nibbles one out in front of home plate. It rolls foul, though, and they're going to get her another plate appearance, another swing. Malad talking again with their head coach, throwing their ace today, not expecting to have to throw her for the entire game. When I was talking with him, he wants to get her a couple of innings, keep her in game shape, doesn't want to wear her out though, and really wants to have her available for a big push next week, as Delaware grounds one over to short, picked up and fired onto first base, and the first out of the top of the first is recorded. Good contact, but right over to the shortstop for the Malad Dragons for the first out of that game over there. Again, that game 2-0. We're still waiting on the baseball game to start here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Still looking for umpires. I saw Coach Yuskoski making his way around to try and figure out where those umpires could be. But still no word, still no sign of them making their way over to the field. The first pitch to the next batter in the Cardinals order was upstairs and away. And now a swing and a miss is going to move the count to 1-1 to the current Cardinals batter. Again, not sure of the lineup as we continue to watch that game progress and wait for the baseball game to get going. Appreciate you guys holding through, and the holding pattern here is another strike is thrown to the batter at the plate for the Cardinals. Cardinals looking to try and find a little bit of offensive push in today's ball game, and Taylor Myers stands on deck for the Lady Cards as this pitch is also going to be grounded right back to the pitcher, and another out as that is Allie Schwolst, who will end up being the second out of the top of the first inning, and will bring up Taylor Myers for the Cardinals, who did not play in Wednesday's ball game against the West Side Pirates until late in the ball game, as she ended up having some other off-field issues that she needed to get taken care of. And the first pitch to her is going to be taken for a ball downstairs in the dirt. Umpires continuing to elude the baseball field here as we are about 6 minutes beyond the actual start time that was scheduled for that game, as Myers late on a fastball through the heart of the plate. And the count goes to 1-1 on the Cardinals' number 3 hitter, trying to get something going for their team. As Sierra Woods stands on deck, and a very good batter in Sierra Woods for the Cardinals in the cleanup spot. And if you can get somebody on base ahead of her, could get something going for the Cardinals late in this inning with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning, trailing 2-0 to the Malad Dragons on the softball field. Myers again steps in wearing the hooded pullover as the pitch to the plate swung on and missed, pops out of the catcher's glove, but it's strike 2. And it does look like there is an umpire starting to make his way this way. There is a blue shirt. Not sure if it is one of the umpires or not at this point in time, making his way around the softball field. Again, baseball still waiting to get underway here. Softball in the bottom of the first inning has Taylor Myers at the plate, and she is able to get a full count to her now, 3-2 from that number 3 spot in the order. And as we just continue to cover things here, and the pitch to Myers swung on and missed, went chasing one up near the chest, and the Cardinals will go down without being able to score. They trail 2-0 going to the bottom, or the top of the second inning. Continue to wait for umpires here at the baseball field. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we should have some sort of baseball starting up here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with mylocalradio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now, before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
One umpire has made his way to the baseball field. The other one slowly, and I do mean slowly, making his way to the ball field here as he continues to make his walk around the softball field. And we should be able to get things going here for today's baseball game between the Malad Dragons and the Soda Springs Cardinals in just a couple of moments. Over on the softball field, again, they're wrapping up their warm-ups as the Cardinals trailing 2-0 to the Malad Dragons after an inning of play. And the Malad Dragons coming out there onto the mound, and I believe at the moment doing the pitching for the Soda Springs Cardinals appears to be Cheyenne Dominguez. She will rock, and a ball is going to be punched up in front of home plate, picked up by Dominguez, thrown onto first, but late. The ball was really in no man's land, and a tough play for anybody, and beating it out, the speedy Malad runner, as that is going to be a leadoff runner on base for the Malad Dragons. We continue to wait for umpire number 2 to make his way here to the baseball field, as we continue to just hold in a pattern. A game scheduled to start 11 minutes ago, and this the second time as a bunt laid down, and a throw onto first base is going to be not in time, they're going to say. Runner goes over to third base for the Dragons, and it's runners on first and second as Lexi Patterson was unable to hold on to the softball, it appears. And now that our other umpire has shown up, the Cardinals take to the field on the baseball diamond, and it looks like we should be able to actually get things rolling along here. Tanner Myers onto the mound as he is going to go through his warm-up pitches and get things moving along. Kyle Dursteller behind the mound. Let's once again go through our starting lineups for today's ball game. Dursteller doing the backstop duties today. Over at first, Braxton Kellen. Second base is Jaron Johnson. Shortstop is Zach Housley. Third base, Peyton Lish. In the outfield, left fielder is Kobe Allen. Right field, Taylor Adams. And the center fielder today is once again Chris Lloyd for the Soda Springs Cardinals. As far as the Malad Dragons, they're going to be led off today by Gage Cherry. Justin Hubbard will bat second, and Hayden Green will be in the 3 spot. DJ Evans bats 4th. J.D. Wilkins bats 5th. Tucker Hess will be batting 6th. Gavin Combs will be batting in the 7 spot. In the 8 spot, Colby Dreesen. And in the 9 hole, Chase Davis will be the last batter in the order, in charge of flipping things over. The Cardinals hoping it doesn't get that far here in the top of the first inning, and they're going to be throwing Tanner Myers in his appearance in today's ball game. And we have our video frozen here. We're going to try and get that fixed. When we come back, we'll have the opening pitch of today's ball game on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Welcome back out into the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals as the Malad Dragons getting set for their first batter. Gage Cherry, a right-handed batter, will step into the right-handed box facing against Tanner Myers, who works from the stretch, and the first pitch fouled off the mask of the umpire. And strike 1 is recorded for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Top of the first inning just underway here as the Cardinals looking to try and get out to a 1-0 start in District 5 play for today's ball game. First game of the year against the Malad Dragons. As many as 4 or even 5 could be played against this team, depending on how the district tournament goes as well. Guaranteed 3 against this Malad team, or guaranteed 2, I should say, as the 1-1 pitch misses, or 0-1 pitch misses, and the count goes to 1-1 to Cherry at the plate. Cherry, the left fielder for the Malad Dragons, short. Looks like he does have some speed, though, as he takes a pitch upstairs once again, as the count goes now to 2-1 to the leadoff man for the Malad Dragons. 2-1 delivery from Myers, taken upstairs once again, just escapes the glove of Dursteller behind the plate. And with a 3-1 count, we'll see how Tanner Myers decides to approach this batter now, as it is not the easiest of situations when you're behind 3-1 to the leadoff guy. Don't want to let the speed get on base, especially with the left-handed batter coming up next for the Dragons and Justin Hubbard, their center fielder. Pitch to Cherry, upstairs once again. Myers struggling a little bit with his control, gives up a leadoff base on balls to the Malad Dragons. And they have a runner on first base with Justin Hubbard coming up to the plate. Left-handed batter, as I said, playing in center field today, hoping to try and do something to at least advance the runner from first. As Cherry gets off to his lead off of the dirt path, large lead over at first base as Myers holds the ball and will come to the plate. Off-speed pitch is going to be a strike. Throw down to second, too late, and a stolen base for Gage Cherry will put a runner into scoring position with an 0-1 count. As Myers tried to do a little bit of treachery with Gage Cherry holding the ball a little bit longer, trying to throw off his rhythm at first base, but he was taken off first pitch going. And now we'll see how the body of Myers decides to attack this one. Fastball just a little bit inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Tough strike zone for Myers to find right now in the early going. Seems to be missing up quite a bit with his early pitches. As he sets once again. Nothing your score here in the top of the first inning. Another pitch upstairs from Myers, and the count goes to 2-1 to Justin Hubbard. Hubbard, of course, played football and basketball. Only a sophomore for the Malad Dragons. A very young team. As Cherry, leading off, was a senior, but Hubbard, as I said, a sophomore, holds up on a pitch upstairs. Goes to 3-1. After that, Hayden Green. As I look for his number, a senior as well, as this pitch just off the plate, and the count will work to another walk for the Malad Dragons. Back-to-back walks for Tanner Myers to lead things off, as he is not being able to get the ball downstairs into the zone quite yet. And as we continue to look at this order, Hayden Green, the senior, will step in, and he was really the main player that they looked to on the basketball team this year. Also was a very strong member of the football team, although the Malad football team did not find too much success as a first strike thrown to Hayden Green. The count goes to 0-1. Back-to-back first pitch strikes coming from Tanner Myers to lead things off, but unfortunately with each of the previous two batters, he's ended up throwing 4 balls after those back-to-backs, or after those strikes, and finally he'll get ahead as Hayden Green fouls a ball off to the screen, and the count goes to 0-2. On deck, DJ Evans, another right-handed batter for the Dragons, warming up in the on-deck circle. And once again, Green will look out. 0-2 count. Myers with a couple pitches to play with, comes to the mound, and it is going to be fought off by Green, and the count will remain at 0-2 to the number 3 hitter in the Malad lineup. Cardinals sitting at double play depth on the infield. Housley trying to hold the runner at second base, and Gage Cherry. Justin Hubbard leads off first with nobody out here. 0-2 count facing Hayden Green. And the pitch to him swung on and fought off once again as the count remains at 0-2. Myers using some high fastballs to try and get him to swing underneath one, and so far Hayden Green has had the ability to keep himself alive in the count. Wearing the pure white cleats, black laces, white pants, black uniform top with white trim underneath the armpits as this ball grounded over to third. Peyton Lish up with it, throws on to first base, and it's going to bounce in front of Braxton Kellen. That'll score a run, and a second run is going to stop at third base and be held there. That's got to go as an E5 on Peyton Lish, and all of a sudden the Malad Dragons have themselves in a very good opportunity to blow this game open early on, leading 1-0 with nobody out and runners on second and third. They'll bring up DJ Evans, the pitcher. And the pitch to him on the inside corner taken for a strike. And the count will go to 0-1. 16 pitches in the inning already for Tanner Myers. No outs, 1 error recorded. 1 earned run already across the plate for the Cardinals. or for the Dragons, excuse me, as the Cardinals trail 1-0 on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. This pitch upstairs and away, and the count goes to 1-1. DJ Evans, another senior. He's going to be followed up by J.D. Wilkins, who is a sophomore behind the plate. As this ball off the plate, and they're going to say it was a swing and a miss, popped high up into the air. Count goes to 1-2 now to Evans. As Tanner Myers looks to try and escape this jam. Quite a pickle that he's gotten himself into in the early going. Runners on second and third, nobody out. And a 1-0 lead for the Dragons in the early going. 1-2 count though on DJ Evans, trying to get the first out of this first inning. Tanner sets, fires, and this pitch upstairs once again. Count goes to 2-2. 5 pitches to every batter so far in the game by Tanner Myers. This will be his 5th pitch to DJ Evans. So we'll see if that trend continues with something being done on the 5th pitch, whether it be a walk or a ball put in play. And this one swung on, popped up foul, and the count will stay at 2-2. Myers battling to try and get something through these Malad Dragons. Evans again looks out. Tall, spindly figure. Will swing and miss at a pitch. Dropped on the third strike. Throw goes over to first base, and it is going to end up seeing him put away, but coming home on the drop third strike on the throw down to first is Justin Hubbard. So no RBIs yet for the Malad Dragons, but they do have a 2-0 lead. And the Cardinals will watch as the runner from second and Hayden Green will move up to third base as well. And with 1 out, a 2-0 lead for the Malad Dragons, and J.D. Wilkins, the sophomore, steps up to the plate. Tucker Hess on deck looking for a chance to bat with still only 1 out. It's all going to be up to Wilkins as he looks out. Where's the number 5 on his back, and the first pitch to him is a strike. And all 5 batters now in this game have seen first pitch strikes from Tanner Myers. Wilkins again looks out. Also wears the pure white cleats, as that looks to be something that most of the Malad Dragons team has gone with, as this pitch bounces past home plate, and the count goes to 1-1. Good scoop behind the plate, and good block, I should say, to keep it in front of him, coming from Kyle Dursteller behind the plate. Myers sets once again. Long first inning for the Cardinals starting pitcher, as he will stretch, fire this pitch at the belt for strike 2, and the count will go to 1-2 to the Cardinals hurler. Wilkins will have another opportunity now, 1-2. As Myers fires, this one check swing held up on, holding up on coming home is Hayden Green. Count goes to 2-2. Ball went to the screen. And with a 2-2 count, and 1 out, runner still remains at third base. Still 2-0, Malad on top here in the top of the first inning. Cardinals trying to get into the dugout without giving up any more runs. Myers needs a punch out here. This pitch held up on once again by Wilkins, and the count goes full, as JD now starting to battle a little bit with Tanner Myers. The Cardinals ace of the staff trying to get through this first inning and not finding a bunch of success. As he'll set, comes to the plate, and this one on the outside corner. Wilkins knew it, and he steps to the dugout with a second strikeout of the game for the Malad Dragons. And talking about needing that strikeout, Tucker Hess will come up to the plate, and he will try and bring home that runner over at third base. That's the only unearned run in the senior in the 6 hole, trying to get that one home. And the first pitch to him upstairs off of the glove of Dursteller. Quickly back to the ball, though, and the runner has to hold at third base. 28 pitches now for Dursteller as he continues to battle through this frame again, or excuse me, for Tanner Myers on the mound for the Cardinals as his offensive struggles continue. in today's ball game. He'll set, winds, fires. This one also is going to get past Dursteller. Runner will have to hold at third base once again. Throw goes to third, picked up by Lish. Throw comes home. They got him in a pickle. As going back over to third and coming back home now. And the ball gets past Dursteller, was not able to cleanly pick it up, and the rundown will not succeed in cutting down the runner Hayden Green. He comes home. It's an unearned run, and another error on the Cardinals, as that one is going to be charged, I believe, to Peyton Lish, as he was the one who made the throw towards the plate. And the Cardinals see the score now go to 3-0. 3-0 now, as the Cardinals gave up the run. Base is clear. And looking out, Tucker Hess with a 2-0 count. And 2-1, as they're going to say he went around, and frustration on that swing as well. Excuse me, 1-1, the count to the batter at the plate. 3-0 again on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. All three of the first batters reached base and have come around to score, but so far no RBIs for the Dragons, as holding up his swing at the plate that time is Tucker Hess, and the count goes to 2-1. On deck, Gavin Combs stretching himself out, a junior for the Malad Dragons. And with a 3-1 count, they did have it. I do have it correct. 3-1 your count. And another pitch coming up to the plate. 3-0. That's your score. 3-1 the count. And the pitch comes to the plate, bounces up to home, and earning a walk is Tucker Hess. And so far with no hits, the Dragons have continued to put runs up on the board and have continued to work their circle around the outside of the diamond. Now, 2 outs, that will bring up Gavin Combs. That was 3. You were right. That was. And Gavin Combs, right-handed batter, will look out once again. A lot of power in Combs, it looks like. Big body, playing first base for the Dragons. The top glove unstrapped, says this pitch upstairs, and it is ball 1. Again, a lot of pitches in this inning for Tanner Myers right now as he continues to battle against the Dragons, continues to battle his control issues. He's had 4 3-ball counts so far in the game, and 3 of those have equaled in walks as this pitch fouled off. This back-to-back batters now that he's not been able to get ahead in the count of either. The count goes to 1-1. Started off the first 5 batters that he faced, though, with first pitch strikes. Now Tanner comes to the plate. This ball fouled off as well. The count goes to 1-2. So he's battled back to a pitcher's count and has a pitch or two to play with to see if he can get Combs chasing at something. 7th batter of the inning at the plate for the Malad Dragons as Combs looks out. Myers off the rubber. Runner on first base is Tucker Hess. Not a ton of speed out there, so it's going to take a gapper to try and get him home. As this pitch down in the dirt bounces past Kyle Dursteller behind the plate, and the count will go to 2-2. Also on the pass ball, Tucker Hess moves his way up to second. And with Deuces Wild on the scorecard and the scoreboard, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Number 22 at the plate, 2 outs. And Tanner Myers, number 2 for the Cardinals, pitching. It's all deuces. The runner on second as well. Myers kicks, fires. This ball just a hair high, the sliver of an inch. All it took for that one to be called a ball, and the count goes full. 3-2, another full count pitch coming up. Tanner, his 5th 3-ball count that he's gotten into. He'll come to the plate. This pitch just a little bit low. That's ball 4. Skips past. Runner goes up to third base as well. And it's 4 walks in the inning now for Tanner Myers. That's all that's been getting him in trouble. Not pitching to contact right now. And with Colby Dreesen coming up to the plate, see what he can do as the number 8 batter in the lineup comes up, and this is a freshman. So for the Cardinals, an opportunity to try and get out of this against a somewhat inexperienced player compared to what some of the other players that have been coming up to the plate have been. 3-0 still in favor of the Dragons. Runners on the corners with 2 outs as the first pitch taken for a ball, and the snap throw goes to third base, is taken off, and running to second with a stolen base is Gavin Combs. So Dreesen ahead in the count 1-0 to Tanner Myers as he will set at the chest. Kicks, fires this one across at the belt, and the count evens up at 1-1. Windy day, cold day, so maybe affecting the Cardinals offense a little bit. Cardinals defense and pitching staff, I should say, a little bit. As once more, Myers will look in. 1-1 pitch. That's an off-speeder bounded down the third base line, and the count will go to 1-2. And again, Tanner's gotten ahead of people in the counts early. It's just late. He has not been able to close things out. As now with a 1-2 count, he'll try and see if he can do what he couldn't do to Gavin Combs and get that 1-2 count turned into an out. They just need one more for the Cardinals. Runners on second and third. As Myers comes to the plate upstairs, trying to get Dreesen to go chasing, and Dreesen able to hold off. Count goes to 2-2 now. Over 40 pitches in this inning for Tanner Myers. Been out there for quite a long time. And Dreesen looks out as this pitch just a hair inside, and the count will go full once again. So out of the first 8 batters that Myers has faced, he's gone to 3-ball counts with 6 of them now. And the normal control that you see from Myers just not there today. As that pitch upstairs as well, and it's the 5th walk of the inning from Tanner Myers. And we'll see if that draws a conversation out onto the mound. As no, it will not. Coach Jeff Uskoski continue to show faith in his pitcher, as 5 walks and an error have given up 3 runs. 2 outs here as the number 9 batter comes to the plate, and a swing and a miss from Chase Davis. We'll see the count go to 0-1. 9th batter of the frame and still yet to have a hit in the inning. And over 40 pitches for Tanner Myers, which means this could be a shorter than normal outing for the Cardinal senior. As he'll wind this one upstairs once again, just not coming on top of his pitches, not finishing. Not getting his weight behind him either. There's not necessarily the velocity that you're used to seeing either from Myers. Davis takes another pitch. That's upstairs. Small strike zone to try and throw to with Chase Davis, not the tallest of players. And standing on deck, Gage Cherry, the senior who singled in his leadoff at bat, trying to get another chance. Chase Davis, another senior, trying to turn the lineup over. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and the count will even up at 2-2. And another payoff pitch set for by Tanner Myers. 3-0. That's all that the score is right now, though. Base is loaded. Number 9 batter at the plate in the top of the first inning. As winding and firing a pitch upstairs as Myers lost control of that one, and the count goes to full once again. 3 straight full counts from Myers. 5 straight 3-ball counts, and 4 out of the last 5 counts have gone full. Davis will again wind and fire. Myers will look out, winds, fires. This ball bounced out in towards second. Jaron Johnson bobbles it, can't come up cleanly, throws on to first just in time to get the out, recovers nicely, and Soda will get out of the inning. We take a break. When we come back, we'll have the bottom of the first inning, 3-0. The Cardinals trailing the Malad Dragons after a half inning of play on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Welcome back out to Soda Springs High School on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. The Cardinals able to escape the big inning, but do give up 3 runs to the Malad Dragons, as the offense will have to come up and try and find a way to cut some of those runs back down. Chris Lloyd will lead things off for the Cardinals as the center fielder wears the number 27. Zach Housley will be batting second, shortstop wearing the number 24. Tanner Myers bats third wearing the number 2 and doing the pitching today. Catcher Kyle Durstall will be batting fifth behind Braxton Kellen, who is in the 4 spot. Jaron Johnson bats in the 6th hole wearing the number 22 and playing second base. We heard his name called as he got the final out to close out that first inning. Left fielder Kobe Allen wears the number 28. Right fielder Taylor Adams bats 8th and wears the number 13. And Peyton Lish will wrap things up as the third baseman for the Cardinals will be wearing the number 18 and batting in the 9 hole. They'll all be trying to do their work against DJ Evans. And Evans, so far, one of the aces, you could say, for the Malad Dragons, as you talk to their coach. As the final couple of pitches coming up here for Evans on the mound. For the Cardinals defense in the last inning, Tanner Myers did get a pair of strikeouts, but he walked 5 batters around those strikeouts. Did not give up a hit. Did have 2 errors in the field behind him, one throwing error by the, or both throwing errors, I should say, by the third baseman Peyton Lish, and both of them responsible for Hayden Green both getting on base and coming around. As 2 of those runs earned, and that will bring up Chris Lloyd to the plate. Bottom of the first inning, getting set to underway, as Lloyd will take the first pitch for a ball upstairs and away as they get set to try and turn things over. Chris Lloyd moved into the leadoff spot for the Cardinals about midway through the season a couple of games ago, as this pitch on the outside corner taken for a strike. Was the number 9 batter, but the Cardinals were looking for a way to try and get a little bit more offense early in games, and Lloyd very good at, as that of strike on the outside corner as well, moves the count to 1-2. Very good at putting the ball into play and finding holes and also going the other way. As the 1-2 delivery comes in from Evans. This one swung on and missed by Lloyd, and he is a strikeout victim to start out the game. Brings up Zach Housley. And Housley, doing the shortstop duties today, was the leadoff batter for the Cardinals and moved into the 2 hole, with Chris Lloyd being moved back up to the top of the order. 3-0 the score here on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, as Evans will fire a pitch just off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-0. Myers on deck, looking for some redemption after the first inning, but he's got to wait for Housley to do something first. This ball lifted into left center field, tracking it back, and all the way to the fence is going to be the center fielder, as Justin Hubbard couldn't get there quickly, and it's a 1-out double for Zach Housley on the second pitch he sees, lacing that one to the gap. And the Cardinals have a chance to get a runner home on a ball that was laced out to left center field, high into the air, and taking advantage of the wind and blowing it away from the center fielder, Justin Hubbard. That'll bring up Tanner Myers to the plate, a right-handed batter for the Cardinals and a very strong hitter for Soda Springs as well. First pitch to him, upstairs at the shoulders, and the count goes to 1-0. 1-0 pitch to him, fouled into the Soda dugout. And it looks to seem everyone is okay inside of the dugout. Heard it clank around in there. Myers looked in, but now redirects his attention back to the plate. Myers, who threw 50 pitches in the first inning, looking for a long inning to give himself some rest, and he'll duck under an off-speed pitch that Evans could not quite hold on to it. And the count goes to 2-1. With 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning, a runner on second is Jake Housley with a 3-0 lead for the Malad Dragons, as this pitch, strike at the knees, called by the umpire, and the count goes to 2-2. Myers looks out once again, 2-2 count. Evans sets at the chest, fires this one upstairs and just fought off by Tanner Myers, firing that one foul as well, and the count stays at 2-2. Defending the plate, shortening up his swing. Went upstairs chasing one, but was able to get just enough of it to keep himself alive. 2-2 count once again. This pitch swung on and missed. Tanner Myers becomes the second strikeout victim as an off-speed pitch had him fishing. Second strikeout of the game for DJ Evans, and it'll bring up Braxton Kellen. Base hit should be able to score a run for the Cardinals as Kellen awaits this pitch and sees this one fouled to the screen, and the count goes to 0-1. So far for DJ Evans. As once more, Kellen steps into the batter's box at the plate. This pitch, an off-speed pitch, bends back over the plate, and the count goes to 0-2. Kellen froze on a front door slider, and the count will go into the favor of the pitcher with several pitches to play with now, as Kellen will look out from the right-handed batter's box. This pitch swung on, nubbed out in front of home plate. They're going to say foul off of the foot of Kellen. The count will remain at 0-2. Score still sits at 3-0 in favor of the Malad Dragons here in the bottom of the first inning as he waits to get back into the batter's box. Now sets up, and the right-hander looks out. One glove on one hand and the top hand bare. Right hand on top of the left as he steps in. Evans stepped off the rubber for a moment. Looks back to Housley, and now comes to the plate. Strike three on the outside corner called. A called third strike will end the inning, and it's DJ Evans striking out the side around a double with one out, and the Cardinals will now head to the top of the second inning, on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com. Second inning being brought to you by Gary Tusher, CPA in Montpelier.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals. Tanner Myers back out for a second inning of work after throwing 50 pitches in his first inning. Facing 9 batters, walking 5, gave up 3 runs. Only 2 of those runs ended up being earned as there was an error in the field behind him as well that allowed a man to reach base. Cardinals trailing 3-0 on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And for the Cardinals, see what they can muster up on the defensive end to hold the Dragons scoreless. Still no hits for the Malad Dragons in today's ball game. As the final warm-up pitch is thrown by Tanner Myers, and everyone will take to their spots. There'll be the leadoff batter, Gage Cherry, to open things up for the Dragons as he looks to keep his success at the plate going. Got a leadoff walk in 5 pitches the first time up. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. And the senior will look out. First pitch to him, just off the plate, and the count goes to 1-0. Tough call there. Well, the 1-0 delivery, Myers gets set, stretches, fires this ball, grounded over towards second. Johnson down on it, gets it up cleanly, goes to first base for the out, had plenty of time, and took his time as he gets the leadoff man down on only 2 pitches now for Tanner Myers. Much better performance to lead off this inning. And he looks a little bit more controlled with the pitches that he's throwing. Justin Hubbard will step in now, left-handed batter, batting second. Walked his last time up as well and came around to score. Officially 0 for 0. No official plate appearances yet, and the first pitch to him is going to be bounced to home plate, and the count goes to 1-0. Hubbard looks out once again, 1-0 count with 1 out. This pitch is strike right over the heart of the plate, and the count goes to 1-1. Myers, again, looking like he settled down just a little bit more. Had trouble locating in the first inning, missing a lot upstairs. And then once he continued to have that struggle and got runners on base behind him, the struggles continued as this pitch misses upstairs as well. Once again, an off-speed bender that he could not quite get down. The count goes to 2-1 to Justin Hubbard. One of the good things that may come from having 5 walks in that first inning, maybe the Dragons could be a little bit more tentative at the plate, as this pitch on the inside corner called a strike, and the count will even up at 2-2. The reason I say that is when you see a pitcher wild in the first inning, it could give you a reason to not necessarily trust he's going to have control through the game. Maybe have you taking some of the pitches that were originally going to be close. It all depends on how the umpire decides to call. As this pitch swung on and missed, Justin Hubbard goes down swinging. 3rd strikeout of the game already for Tanner Myers. And on 5 pitches, Justin Hubbard goes down. Hayden Green will step up now, and he reached on an error his first time up, made by Peyton Lish, as Lish has actually switched places at third base and is behind the home plate now, doing the catching duties, with Kyle Dursteller moved over to third as this pitch upstairs swung on and missed by Hayden Green. Apologize, I didn't get that update out to you guys earlier, as that change, partially for a pair of reasons. Lish struggled a little bit with his throws from third, and Dursteller struggled a little bit blocking behind home plate as well. Myers sets, gets ready to fire, and this one upstairs off of the glove of Lish, who hops up out of the crouch, gets the ball, and the count will go to 1-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning, being brought to you by Gary Tusher, CPA in Montpelier. New sponsor for Cardinals Athletics here in the back half of the season as Myers gets set to fire a pitch on the outside corner. Hayden Green did not like the call as he paused a moment in the batter's box, now steps away and gets back in once more to see what he can do against Tanner Myers. The 1-2 count. Myers again pitches to play with, but see if he comes directly at Green. Got him to swing and miss at one already. Here's a swing, and that one's going to be popped up down the left field line. Looks to be drifting foul, and it is going to be caught instead by the Cardinals left fielder, I believe. As that will wrap things up, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the bottom of the second inning being brought to you by Gary Tusher, CPA in Montpelier.
When it comes to your money and taxes, it's important to work with an accountant that understands both.
I'm Gary Tusher, CPA, and I understand this. I've provided professional tax preparation and financial services for over 30 years. As a rancher myself, I have a unique understanding of accounting and tax preparation for ranches, small and large businesses, families, and individuals. When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, Gary Tusher, CPA, 208-847-2601.
Much faster inning the last time out for Tanner Myers. Only ended up throwing 11 pitches to go 1-2-3 through the Malad Dragons, as the Cardinals will get the offense back up to the plate now with Kyle Dursteller, Jaron Johnson, and Kobe Allen. 5, 6, and 7 coming up to the plate for the Cardinals. A couple of changes in the Cardinals defense. As I said, Dursteller, who started out behind home plate, has been moved over to play third base, and doing the catching duties now is Peyton Lish for the Soda Springs Cardinals. As again, that happened in the last inning on the defensive side of the field. Just a couple of minor changes made by Coach Jeff Yuskoski in the field. Here we sit 3-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And a pitch to the plate. Evans continuing to go through his warm-up pitches. Looks to get things ready to move on and go. And this part of the lineup, this is an important part for him to get through, as you don't want the Cardinals to start to get a little bit of momentum, as this part of the lineup can be a very dangerous one for them, or it can be one that you can get through fairly easily. It depends on how they're hitting at that point in time. Dursteller and Allen, the two most dangerous at the plate, with Jaron Johnson coming up, that is a fairly good hitter. Nothing impressive, nothing crazy good about him, but can definitely put the ball in play, batting between the two. First pitch to Dursteller, upstairs and away for ball one, and the count goes to 1-0. 3-0. It's your lead here on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard for the Malad Dragons as the 1-0 pitch swung on and missed by Dursteller off the outside corner. And the count evens up at 1-1. Only 16 pitches in the first inning for DJ Evans. Working from the windup right now. Looks at the plate, holds the glove out in front of him. Now sees Kyle Dursteller lift the ball out into left center field once again. That one is going to be fielded by the center fielder. Dursteller with a wide turn at first base, but retreats back to the bag with a leadoff single for the Cardinals. Their second hit. Only the second hit of the ball game for either team, as Malad, despite having the 3-0 lead, has yet to get a base knock in the game. That'll bring up Jaron Johnson at the plate. Right-handed batter looks out as a quick step off by DJ Evans will have Dursteller scrambling back to the bag. The attention will go back to Dursteller at the plate. First pitch on the outside corner taken for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1 to lead things off to the Cardinals' second baseman. Dursteller again with the short lead at first. Pitch upstairs to Johnson. And the count to 1-1 now. Once they give Dursteller a chance to get a good look at what DJ Evans is bringing, what his motions are, we'll see if they decide to put him in play or put him in motion over there at first. That's exactly what Evans is thinking as he throws over to the first base bag. And Gavin Combs applies the tag, but a little bit late as Dursteller easily back home and safe. And the 1-1 pitch to the plate, bounced up to the plate. Dursteller was going, and it's an easy stolen base for Kyle Dursteller on ball 2 to Jaron Johnson. And the Cardinals with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Here in the bottom of the second inning, trailing 3-0 to the Malad Dragons. This pitch popped up into the air over to shallow left field. Making a play on it and dropping the ball is the left fielder as Gage Cherry couldn't track it in the wind, and reaching on the error on the Dragons left fielder is Jaron Johnson. And now runners on first and second for the Cardinals, and that brings up Kobe Allen, who has been on again, off again so far this season. But when he's on, has good power, can play to both fields as well. Pitch to the plate by Evans is a bunt. As Allen tries to square up and put it down the third base line, it drifts foul, and the count will go to 0-1 instead to the Cardinals' third hitter of this frame. Allen will step back in, see if they keep the bunt on. It's not a bad option. Move both runners in, play some small ball, get yourself a couple of runs as he looks out. Pitch to the plate, bunt squared and shown again by Allen. That's a strike on the inside corner, as Allen pulled it back, but mistakenly did so, and the count will go to 0-2 with nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. Cardinals offense for the softball team looks to be making a little bit of a rally on their side as they've just put a run across the plate. Not sure what the score is over there right now. We'll try and get you an update on that as we continue on today, as Kobe Allen will look out. Pitch taken, and the 0-2 count moves to 1-2. With nobody out, Allen trying to battle his way back in this count. Good opportunity to get yourselves back into this game for the Cardinals. As the pitch to Allen, behind him, and that'll move up the runners. Allen couldn't get the bunt down, but DJ Evans does the job for him as the pitch sailed behind Allen all the way to the screen. And the count goes to 2-2 now. And all of a sudden, Allen in a much more pleasant count for a batter at the plate. A little bit more comfortable as he digs into the right-handed box once again. 2-2 count, nobody out. Bottom of the second inning. Dragons up 3-0, but the Cardinals threatening as this pitch swung on and missed by Allen on the outside corner. And he goes down swinging for the fourth strikeout of the game for Evans. On 5 pitches, and 1 out is recorded. Taylor Adams will come up to the plate now. Left-handed batter, the only lefty in the Cardinals lineup, has been much improved so far this season at the plate, but swings and misses at the first pitch to him. And the count goes to 0-1 to the Cardinals' right fielder. Going to try and make some contact, looks out as Evans winds. This one upstairs and away. Count goes to 1-1 now to Adams at the plate. 14 pitches so far for Evans, nothing to be concerned about in this inning yet. Like to keep your pitchers under 20 an inning here in the high school game as Adams swings and misses at another one. That fastball, tough for him to catch up to, has not quite timed out Evans on the mound quite yet. And the count goes to 1-2 as Evans quickly into the motion, and he'll fire another one past the bat of Taylor Adams. And back-to-back punch-outs, that's been the only way the Cardinals have been retired in this game so far, has been the swing and a miss, or the called third strike in one case. On Braxton Kellen, who went down looking at a first strike. Peyton Lish will step in now, number 9 batter, trying to turn things over, needs a base hit, pops one up. The wind's going to take this one and drift it towards the dugout and all the way back towards the softball field, in fact. And the count will go to 0-1 on the Cardinals' third baseman turned catcher in today's ballgame. Another run comes across the plate for the Cardinals softball team as they continue to work their way back over on that field. 2 outs here on the baseball diamond. Cardinals down 3-0 as Peyton Lish looks out. Pitch to the plate, popped up by Lish again, and that'll get foul as the count goes to 0-2. And Lish now is going to have to sink in and battle. See if he can extend this a bat to get one of those runs standing away from home across the plate. 3-0, the Cardinals trail. Lish looks out. Big-bodied catcher will swing and foul another one off. Good job spoiling that pitch, and the count will remain at 0-2, just off the outside corner. Shortening his swing up a bit. Choking up on the bat. Making sure he fires quickly at the ball. He sees it coming to the plate. Just choked up on it, about a half-inch off the nub. And the pitch to the plate upstairs as the count goes to 1-2 now. 5 pitches coming up in the at-bat. Longest at-bat of the game so far has been a 6-pitch at-bat by the Cardinals and Tanner Myers. The 5th pitch of this one up over the head of Lish, and the count will even at 2-2. And now this at-bat will even that one. And the amount of pitches that were thrown to the plate. Lish looks out once again. Right-hander against the right-handed pitcher. Swings and misses. Upset at himself as 3 straight strikeouts, all of them swinging, coming from DJ Evans, will cut down the bottom 3 in the order. He gave up a walk, and an error was recorded on the Malad Dragons, but we head to the top of the 3rd inning. This has been your Gary Tuscher CPA 2nd inning, brought to you by Gary Tuscher CPA in Montpelier. Back after this with the 3rd on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to Soda Springs High School as we welcome you into the top of the 3rd inning, being brought to you by Edgewood Assisted Living in Soda Springs. Cardinals trailing 3-0 to the Malad Dragons after they were able to get out of a jam. Runners on 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. And they look to DJ Evans, who was able to strike out the last 3 batters in the inning in order to escape the jam. Has 6 strikeouts in the game so far through 2 innings and has not walked a single batter yet. Cardinals do have 2 hits, but have not been able to do anything with them to this point. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Malad Dragons as they'll be led off by DJ Evans, J.D. Wilkins to follow, and Tucker Hess in the hole. Evans, right-handed batter, stands tall in the right-handed box as he looks out to Tanner Myers, his counterpart, in the first pitch through the legs of Lish. And the count goes to 1-0. Over on the softball field, score sits at 11-4 in favor of the Malad Dragons, but the Cardinals rallying right now in the bottom of the third on that diamond. Here, top of the third, and a pitch is swung on, bounded back over to Myers, easily up with it, flips on to first base, and the first batter of the inning is retired as DJ Evans goes down on 2 pitches, and it'll bring up J.D. Wilkins. He struck out looking his first time up, was the second strikeout of the game for Tanner Myers. Struck out on a full count pitch, and we talked about those 3-ball counts that Tanner was getting into since that first inning. As the first pitch now to Wilkins, taken for a ball. He has yet to get into any of those 3-ball counts. And the interesting thing is he's been starting less batters off with the first pitch strike in this inning, or since that first inning. As he'll get a swing and a miss from J.D. Wilkins, and the count goes to 1-1. Odd logic how that can work sometimes, but definitely works out in the favor of Tanner Myers at this point in time, despite trailing 3-0, is yet to give up a hit. As Myers will set the 1-1 pitch with 1 out here in the third, lifted up into shallow center field. Coming up is Lloyd. He puts it away as the wind dies down for a moment for him to make the catch. And the count goes to the next batter as Tucker Hess will step up. He walked his first time up back in that first inning on 5 pitches. And the right-handed batter will wait for Tanner Myers to get set up, looking to try and give Gavin Combs a chance to come up to the plate and do some damage with somebody on base. Looks out, this pitch taken for a strike right down the heart of the plate. A little bit of an off-speed pitch, mixing things up a bit by Tanner Myers. Came over the top on a curveball there, and the count goes to 0-1 with 2 outs in the third inning, being brought to you by Edgewood Assisted Living in Soda Springs. Don't forget about their Mother's Day tea, as that's a strike on the outside corner as well. That's coming up on May 6th. It'll be at 2 o'clock over at Edgewood Assisted Living. Take your mother over and enjoy a day of tea with her, an afternoon tea with hors d'oeuvres available as well. 0-2 pitch, bounced up to the plate. Good job by Myers to try and get Hess to go chasing, as right now with Myers ahead in the count, gives him an opportunity to try and feed something through. Hess looks out. Right-hander chokes up on the bat. Steps and swings at one, bounds it towards third. Dursteller bobbles it up with it quickly, fires to first base, and in time to get the out. Just in time, Dursteller not giving up on the play, got up with the ball and made the strong throw onto first. And in 4 pitches, down goes Tucker Hess. We head to the bottom of the third inning, being brought to you by Edgewood Assisted Living in Soda Springs on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Take your mother to a Mother's Day tea with you to the Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs. They're having a Mother's Day tea on Friday, May 6th at 2 p.m. Bring your mom, aunt, sister, grandma, or wife for tea and hors d'oeuvres. Everyone is welcome, and RSVP is appreciated. Call 208-547-0257 by Thursday, May 5th, if you plan on attending. That's the Mother's Day Tea, Friday, May 6th, at the Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs. And happy Mother's Day.
Through 2.5 innings, the Cardinals still trail the Malad Dragons 3-0 as they look to try and chip into that scoreboard. They sent 5 batters to the plate in the last frame, 4 in the first frame, and they'll hope that trend continues and they can build up to maybe sending 6 or even 7 to the plate in this one. It'll be at the top of the order. Chris Lloyd, Zach Housley, and Tanner Myers coming up to the plate in the bottom of your third inning, being brought to you by Edgewood Assisted Living in Soda Springs. 3-0, as I said, the score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Last update we had from the softball field had it at 11-4. Cardinals may have been able to get another run across the plate. We'll try and get another update on that between innings as the Cardinals back out onto the field looking to try and get a stop against the Dragons over there. Here it's DJ Evans, as I said, back out onto the mound. 38 pitches so far through 2 innings, so nothing that you're looking at going out of the ordinary. Plenty of arm strength left. Cardinals, in a weird turn of events, still throwing a no-hitter behind Tanner Myers. He's walked 5, has an error behind him, but still has yet to give up a hit. On the other side for DJ Evans, 2 hits, 1 error, and has struck out 3. That's been his way of getting out of jams. There is yet to be an out recorded in the field. Everything has been a punch out or in play. Chris Lloyd will step in now to lead things off. Right-handed batter as the wind picks up a little bit, making it a very cool day, and he takes the first pitch for a ball to get ahead in the count, 1-0. Good patience there coming from the Cardinals center fielder as the senior looks out and swings at a pitch at the letters to even the count up at 1-1. As I said, wind continuing to blow here as this pitch misses, 2-1. With nobody out, as Lloyd will take this one upstairs, and the count goes to 3-1. To the leadoff man for the Cardinals is Lloyd trying to get on base. Evans working quickly from the windup. Pitch on the inside corner taken by Lloyd, looking to try and get on base with that walk. Forced Evans to throw the extra pitch, and now we'll see what happens on the full count delivery as Evans, again, working quickly, winds, fires. This ball popped up, and that'll be foul towards the softball field. Rolls through the softball field, in fact, and will stay at 3-2. Lloyd again looks out. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Fired and taken for a called third strike on the outside corner. Painted beautifully by DJ Evans for his 7th strikeout of the game. 2nd strikeout looking. And the Cardinals will look to Zach Housley now, who doubled in his first at-bat. Doubled to deep left center field. And the first pitch to Housley is going to be scooped up behind home plate by Tucker Hess as the count goes to 1-0. 1 out. Housley will take another pitch off the outside corner, count to 2-0. And Housley will look out once again. Zach, one of the more consistent batters in the Cardinals lineup so far this season, did stumble a little bit towards the middle of the season, but found his groove once again. He's had a couple of 3-hit games so far this year that we've seen as this ball bounced up to home plate, and it will result in a walk to Housley. First walk given up in the game by DJ Evans, and it's on 4 pitches. He lost his control for a moment, and that'll bring up Tanner Myers. Speed on first base for the Cardinals. So we could see them put him into motion. Tucker Hess does have a fairly good arm behind home plate. As he awaits, Housley takes off on the first pitch. Hess fires down to second. Housley head first slides safely into the bag. And the count goes to 0-1 as that pitch was taken for a strike by Tanner Myers. Good pitch to run on. Anytime you're safe, it's a good pitch to run on, you could say, though. As this pitch taken off the outside corner for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. Cardinals trying to return the favor, it seems, on DJ Evans that the Dragons were able to do in that first inning to Tanner Myers and extend his pitch count a little bit here in this frame. Already 13 pitches as Myers is going to punch the ball out into left center field as well. Evans goes back, Housley goes back and retreats to second, and the flyout will be caught and recorded by the left fielder, Gage Cherry, on 3 pitches, and the second out is recorded. 2 outs, Braxton Kellen coming up to the plate now with the runner in scoring position. Cardinals just need to chip into this game. Kellen, who struck out looking his last time up, we'll see if he is more aggressive at the plate in his second time through. First pitch to him, swung on and lifted out into right field, shallow, and it is going to drop down for a base knock. Housley chugging around third. He slides in safely, feet first, and it's an RBI.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to Soda Springs High School on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Scoring update over from the softball field, 14-5. Cardinals still trailing in that game to the Malad Dragons. As that game in the top of the fourth, I believe. At the plate, leading things off for the Malad Dragons here in the top of the fourth inning. Gavin Combs will dribble one down the third base line. Picked up by Dursteller, long throw to first, and a good scoop over at the bag by Braxton Kellen. We'll have the first out recorded. That's 8 straight batters set down by the Cardinals since that first inning. As that will bring up Colby Dreesen here in the fourth inning, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. And the pitch to him is taken inside for a ball. Rain just starting to dust down a little bit here as the cloud cover moving into a straight sheet of white with a 3-1 ball game. And the pitch to the plate just a little bit high from Tanner Myers, and the count goes to 2-0 now to Colby Dreesen. Only the second 2-ball count that Myers has thrown in the last inning and two and a third innings. As again, his control has been much, much better. And he'll fire a pitch this time on the outside corner, taken for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. Wind lightening up a little bit with the rain starting to make its way in. Hopefully it remains that way. Hate to see wind and rain coming down together as this ball upstairs. Lish able to snare it in the count to 3-1. And Myers in danger of allowing the 6th walk of the game that he's given up as he'll fire a pitch. This one fouled off back behind the screen, and the count goes to 3-2. Dragons trying to get their first win in district play, 0-2 after being swept by Bear Lake earlier this year in their 2 games. And that strike 3 called on the outside corner. Dreesen didn't think so as he was already walking to first base. 4th strikeout of the game, though, for Tanner Myers. And he is 1 out away from working through another perfect inning as he's worked 9 straight batters down onto the Malad bench. And they'll bring up Chase Davis, another senior for the Malad Dragons. Bright orange bat as he stands in the right-handed batter's box. Close to the plate. And the first pitch will be a strike on the inside corner. Another bender that comes across. And the count goes to 0-1 to Chase Davis. Chase looks out. Holds the bat well down below his shoulders as he waggles it and now takes a pitch that bounces into the glove behind home plate of Peyton Lish. And we'll see how they decide to approach this with a 1-1 count. 2 outs here, top of the 4th inning, 3-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Pitch swung on a miss, another off-speed pitch to Davis. They've gone off-speed all 3 pitches so far in this at-bat. And if you've seen all off speed, you expect a fastball if you're the hitter coming up now. Got to be smart at the plate, though. You got to play fastball, defend off-speed. It is a off-speed changeup that is flared out into left center field. Chris Lloyd goes over, makes the grab, and the out is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Malad Dragons. Cardinals still trail 3-1. It's been a pitcher's duel so far on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Bear Lake Drug, located at 836 Washington Street in Montpelier, not only has everything you need to get better quick, but we also carry a great selection of durable medical equipment to purchase or rent as we assist you in your recovery. And while you're here, check out our large selection of gift items. Call us to fill your prescriptions today at 208-847-1421. That's 847-1421. Bear Lake Drug, the small town pharmacy that gives you world-class service.
Welcome back out to Soda Springs High School on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. The Malad Dragons back out there onto the mound to do some work as DJ Evans, aside from giving up a run in the last inning, has had a fairly masterful performance and has definitely pitched up to his expectations so far on the day. Only given up the 1 run, as I said. For the Cardinals, they've given up 3 runs. It's 3-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And the offense for the Cardinals will look to the bottom of the order. Dursteller, Johnson, and Allen to get things going. And it was Dursteller who was left at the plate when Braxton Kellen was cut down trying to swipe a bag after singling to drive in a run. And Dursteller was at the plate with a 1-1 count when the runner was cut down. It'll bring up Kyle as the last of the warm-up pitches is thrown. Throw down to second base, bounces into the glove of Hayden Green, the shortstop, and we are ready for play here in the bottom of inning number 4. 3-1 your score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. This 4th inning being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. And speaking about Bear Lake, tomorrow be sure to tune in as we're going to be covering softball against Bear Lake as the first pitch swung on and missed by Dursteller. Caught a piece of it, but fouled into the glove. Bear Lake softball will be taking on the Soda Springs Cardinals. Baseball will be going on as well right here at this field on the final home game of the year as this pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. We'll be on air at 10:30, first pitch at 11. As the game's moved up due to the threat of rain later in the afternoon, and Dursteller swings and misses at a pitch, and he is the 8th punch-out victim now of DJ Evans. And on 3 straight pitches, he goes down. It'll bring up Jaron Johnson. He reached on an error his first time up. That was made by Gage Cherry over in left field for the Dragons. Made his way to second base, but was not able to score as the first pitch to him is taken upstairs for a ball. DJ Evans has not struggled too much so far in this game, has pitched fairly well. Has never really had any big innings as of yet. He's kept himself to right around 20 pitches an inning as this pitch misses downstairs as well. Count goes to 2-0. So 56 pitches entering this inning. And as this pitch misses upstairs, puts him now to 62 pitches in the ball game. 3-0, he's gone to Jaron Johnson with Kobe Allen on deck. Kobe was a strikeout victim his first time up swinging. As this pitch strike on the inside corner, Johnson thought he had ball 4, but the umpire says, wait a second, we'll do one more. Make sure he earns that one. And this pitch popped up foul down the right field line as that is going to reach out of the stadium and out of the field, I should say, and the count goes to 3-2, full count. And a payoff pitch coming for Evans, who looks for his 9th punch out of the game if he can get it. Here in the top of the 4th, Evans winds, fires this ball, strike 3 at the knees. Johnson not happy with the call, but it was right there for him, and when you've seen the umpire call a couple in a row, you have to be more aggressive at the plate. And on 6 pitches, down goes Johnson. It'll bring up Kobe Allen, who struck out swinging his last time up, as I said. And the first pitch to him is going to be grounded over towards short, picked up on a hop, and thrown wide of first base. And an error is going to have to go on Hayden Green. That allows Kobe Allen to reach base. It should have been a routine play, but he couldn't come up with the ball. And we'll see if the Cardinals can take advantage of that play. 9 punch-outs, as I was saying, for DJ Evans in this game as he welcomes up Taylor Adams, who also struck out swinging his last time up. First pitch to Taylor, just a smidge high, and the count goes to 1-0. Only batter in the day so far that has not struck out is Zach Housley. He's walked and doubled. As the 9 strikeouts, only one person has struck out twice, and that is Chris Lloyd up at the top as this pitch misses as well. Count goes to 2-0 to Taylor Adams, excuse me. 3-1 your score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Bottom of the 4th inning in your Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier 4th inning. And Evans continues to watch the runner over on first as he'll come to the plate. This ball is going to be grounded towards first, picked up with the big glove, and on to the bag goes Gavin Combs. That is the inning, and the Cardinals will fail to strike once again against the Malad Dragons. We take a break. When we come back, we'll have the top of the 5th being brought to you and paid for by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
Welcome back out once again to Soda Springs High School on KPRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Cardinals coming up to the plate in the softball field as those games continuing to move on over there. Last score that we had from that was 14-5 in favor of the Dragons. And again, not sure what the actual score of the softball game is right now. We'll try and get you updates on that as we continue on. Here's 3-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard at the baseball diamond, as Tanner Myers out for his 5th inning of work after throwing 50 pitches in the first inning, has only thrown 31 in the next 3, and has really settled into a more comfortable role as his final warm-up pitch is thrown down to second. And that will bring up the top of the order once again. Gage Cherry, 0 for 1, has reached on a walk and scored, and then grounded out to second base. As that misting rain continues to come off and on here to the baseball diamond. Tanner Myers will get up onto the rubber, and the righty-righty matchup will get set to begin. Still no hits for the Malad Dragons here in the 5th inning as Myers fires a pitch upstairs, can't bend it back in. And the count goes to 1-0 on Gage Cherry. 10 up, 10 down for the last few men that Tanner Myers has faced. And he looks in once again. And Cherry will take that pitch on the outside corner at the letters, and the count goes to 1-1. Nobody out, top of the 5th inning. Cherry looks out. And he'll swing and pops one up. That's going to be into shallow right field. Coming up on it and making a snow cone grab is Jared Johnson. I think he was meaning to give way to Taylor Adams, but Johnson had to reach the glove out as I don't think Adams was going to get there in time, and made the play on the short pop out. And it's 11 straight retired now for the Cardinals pitcher and Tanner Myers. Still trailing 3-1 though, as the offense has not been able to touch DJ Evans for more than a run. 3-1, top of the 5th, and that'll bring up Justin Hubbard. And the first pitch to Hubbard is inside and low for ball 1. Hubbard struck out his last time up, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored as well. And he looks out from the left-handed batter's box. Only left-hander in the Dragons starting lineup today as he'll swing and tries to poke one through. Indecisive on the swing, and he looked a little bit foolish making the play at that one. And the count evens up at 1-1. So 1-1 count. And call it 1-2. And all of a sudden it's going to be Hubbard having to fight his way back. Left-hander looks out. Pitch to play with here for Tanner Myers, and this pitch upstairs and away. And the count goes to 2-2. Hubbard moving in. As Myers fires again, this ball chased after up in the zone and fouled off, and the count will remain at 2-2. And Hubbard will have to get set once again for another 2-2 delivery. Long at bat here, sixth pitch of the at bat. As Myers fires, this ball is going to be a softly hit ground ball. Nobody goes for it. Nobody covers the bag. It'll be an infield single. Nobody knew what their decision was to do on that one. Kellen late coming off the bag to get there. Jaron Johnson at first went for the ball. And the first hit of the game for the Malad Dragons comes on a ball that barely goes 70 feet. Died inside of the grass, and the first hit of the ball game for the Malad Dragons puts a runner on first with Hayden Green in the heart of the order coming up behind him. Right-handed batter Hayden Green, 0 for 2, has reached on an error and scored a run, and also flied out as the runner goes, ball down in the dirt. Lish not up with it cleanly, and it's an easy stolen base for Justin Hubbard. Third stolen base of the game for the Malad Dragons. First one for Hubbard. Stepping off the rubber is Tanner Myers now. And a 1-0 count. Myers comes set. Wines fires. This one bounced up as well. Runner's going to go off for third. Lish's throw to third is going to get past everybody and into the outfield, and that will allow Justin Hubbard to come home to score on the throwing error by Lish behind home plate. Threw the ball wide of third base, and Kyle Dursteller not able to make his way quickly enough to keep the ball from escaping to the outfield. And the count goes, or the score goes to 4-1 now, with the Dragons getting the run that they gave up back. 4-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. There's a pitch inside as well and taken. And the count goes to 3-0 now on Hayden Green here in the top of the fifth inning. .30 count. And make it ball four is making his way down to first base is going to be Green with the seventh walk of the game that's been given up by Tanner Myers. And DJ Evans, who is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out back to Tanner Myers, will step in. He's been doing his job, though, as a pitcher. He's only given up the one run to the Cardinals so far, as Myers will stare in. Back-to-back Dragons have reached base as a quick snap throw goes to first base, trying to pick off Hayden Green off the bag, but he's back safely. Myers will look in once again. Comes set, slide step to the plate, and the ball is going to be fouled down the left side. Ripped foul by DJ Evans on that pitch, but just could not quite straighten it out. And Evans will again step up into the box. Pitch off the outside corner. 1-1 now, the count. One out, top of the fifth inning. Game slowing down just a little bit here. And again, Evans will look out. 1-1 count. One out. And this pitch taken for a ball. Runner goes. Throw down to second base just a little bit late. Bounced up to the bag. And sliding safely in with another stolen base is Hayden Green. Throw was on target just a little bit late, and the count goes to 2-1 as that ball missed the zone. Pickoff move back to second. Sees Green sprinting back to the bag. Back safely, though. Game's, again, slowing down a little bit. Myers trying to tough his way through this 5th inning without giving up any more runs, and he is going to jam DJ Evans on a beautiful fastball on the inside. Couldn't get around quickly enough on that one. Put some handcuffs on him, and we'll see if he can finish off the job here. 2-2 count with 1 out. On deck, J.D. Wilkins is looking for an opportunity as well. Myers fires a pitch upstairs, off speed, and can't find the zone. 3-2 your count now. And a full count. We'll see a pitch upstairs as well, and DJ Evans will earn another walk as he makes his way down to first base. Runners on first and second. Myers struggling a little bit with his command. It is his inning at this point in time, though. No movement in the Cardinals' dugout, as it will be J.D. Wilkins with 1 out, top of the 5th, and runners on first and second. 1 run already across. And the first pitch to him is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-1. He struck out looking and has also flown out to center field in his 2 at-bats. One of the few Dragons, in fact now the one of 2 Dragons who have yet to reach base. This pitch bounced up behind home plate, or bounced up to home plate. Lish able to keep it in front of him, and the count stays at 1-1. And Wilkes will again step back into the right-handed box, playing second base today for the Dragons. Rests the bat on his shoulder as he stands in the box before taking this pitch for a strike on the outside corner. And the count goes to 1-2. Tanner Myers zoning back in on the strike zone behind the plate. They'll stretch, fire, and this ball popped up foul. That is going to make it into the softball field. And the count will remain at 1-2 for yet another pitch. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how far the Cardinals send Tanner today. As this pitch inside, and they're going to say that caught him on the hands. And over to first base will go J.D. Wilkins with the hit by pitch. And the bases are full of Dragons now. 24 pitches into the inning. And it will bring up Tucker Hess, who's reached on a walk and grounded out to third. Myers with the bases loaded behind him. Needs a strikeout or a double play in the worst of ways right now to keep this game close. 4-1 right now. As Hess looks out and Tucker takes a pitch just upstairs for ball 1. If you go into relief, most likely you're going to end up seeing Dursteller or Lish move into that relief spot, or maybe even Jaron Johnson, who's gotten some as well. This ball popped up, foul territory. Lish comes over, and that is going to hit off of the dugout. And the count will go to 1-1, just off of the Soda dugout in front of it. And a 1-1 count with 1 out will once again see Tucker Hess into the batter's box. Again, only 1 hit so far for the Dragons, but they have put plenty of people onto the base paths. 7 walks so far by Tanner Myers. And this pitch upstairs, and the count goes to 2-1. 7 walks, a hit batsman, 1 single. That single has come around to score, although if Tanner is able to avoid giving up another run in this inning, that could be an unearned run, as this ball popped up into foul territory, and the count will even at 2-2 now with 1 out in the top of the 5th. 5th inning being brought to you and paid for by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. Vote for leadership, integrity, knowledge, and excellence. Elect Kelly Wells for Caribou County Sheriff, and that is going to see Coach Jeff Uskoski making a trip out to the mound to have a quick word with his starting pitcher. Of course, Uskoski, a pitcher in college himself, gives some words of confidence, trying to get Myers through this inning. Give you a chance to give another pitcher a fresh start at some point. And we'll see who that fresh pitcher will be. It could even be Taylor Adams. You look at the options that they have to bring somebody in, and the Cardinals do have options to bring into the varsity contest a pitch that does not burn any of their starting pitchers. Of course, they have a rotation already set up for the next 3-4 games. As this pitch upstairs taken for a ball, and the count goes full 3-2. And the 7th pitch of the at-bat getting set to come to the plate. Walk scores a run. Be the first RBI for the Dragons in the game. And this pitch swung on, just fouled off to the screen. Good cut by Tucker Hess, but he couldn't catch up to it, and he just stays alive. Count still at 3-2. 4-1 game here. The Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And Hess will look out once again. Dragons filling up the bases. As this pitch upstairs and away, and the count will refresh back at 0-0. The 8th walk of the game for Tanner Myers results in another run coming across to score. Bases will remain loaded, and that's 5 straight Dragons who have come across the plate. And again, the pitch count for Tanner Myers has to start becoming a little bit of a concern for the Soda Springs Cardinals here in the 5th inning. 5-1 your score. This pitch upstairs from Gavin Combs. And the count to 1-0 on the first baseman for the Malad Dragons. Combs has walked and has grounded out to third. And a good, strong play from Kyle Dursteller on that ground out to third. Another pitch from Myers popped up in front of home plate. Good job by Peyton to block it. Kept it up in front of the plate. Did not allow the runner to score. And the count goes to 2-0. Hess again, or excuse me, Gavin Combs now will look to try and do some damage. Again, if he can turn on one, definitely some power, and he does turn on one, but that is foul. And the count will go to 2-1. Now we'll see Combs step back in once again. 2-1 count. Cardinals a double play depth up the middle. Pitch to the plate at the letters for a strike, and the count goes to 2-2. That top of the zone has fluctuated just a little bit, but a fairly consistent zone overall being called by the home plate umpire today. Again, when you're talking about balls and strikes, that's all you ask for. Every umpire is going to have a different zone, up to the batters to adjust. As this pitch swung on and missed, that's a punch out. Punch out number 5 for Tanner Myers in the game. And he's 1 out away from getting out of the inning with only giving up a pair of runs to the Dragons on the 1 hit. He's walked 3 in the frame, hit a batter, and given up a single. And now Colby Dreesen will step in. He struck out looking and walked in his 2 plate appearances so far. Now he's going to line a ball. That's going to score a couple as that drops down into left field. Colby Allen in with the ball quickly, but it's a 2 RBI single for Colby Dreesen on the first pitch that he sees. And the Dragons have increased their advantage. It's now 7-1 in favor of Malad on top of the Soda Springs Cardinals, and 4 runs have come across to score so far in the inning. And that will bring up the number 9 hitter, Chase Davis. Myers will set. Fires, and this ball bounced over towards second. Johnson with a good play to take and to try and come away with a victory in today's ball game. And we do apologize. We lost our camera once again. Having some trouble with our power cord here, but we should have that fixed and up and running momentarily as the Cardinals will get set to try and do their work this time against the continued efforts on the mound of 7-1. And it'll be Peyton Lish to lead things off for the Cardinals. Chris Lloyd and Zach Housley to follow. Tanner Myers, you would assume, is done for the day. 120 pitches today for the Cardinals senior. Although I won't fill in his stat line quite yet until we know that for sure, that he is going to be replaced. DJ Evans out onto the mound, still at 69 pitches as he'll look to try and get through this inning quickly. Get his offense back up to the plate with a 7-1 lead on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. We'll remind you that this game is being brought to you by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. They're your 5th inning sponsor for professionalism through training. Community partnerships and service-oriented enforcement. Elect Kelly Wells for Caribou County Sheriff and like his Facebook page at Kelly Wells for Sheriff. Love his innovative leadership. It'll be Peyton Lish at the plate, and the first pitch to him upstairs, well upstairs, and the count goes to 1-0. Cold wind continuing to blow. Rain has dissipated for the time being. As this ball popped up foul, that's going to reach over towards the softball field as well, and the count goes even 1-1 to lead off man for the Soda Springs Cardinals here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Game's been being played for about an hour and a half now as we see Lish swing and miss at a pitch there. Long game, but Cardinals still with plenty of opportunities to come back into this game. They just have to find a way to cut into DJ Evans' success on the mound, which he has definitely had that. 9 punch-outs, only 1 walk so far in the game, and sees the count go to 2-2 on Peyton Lish, who will take a pitch off the outside corner, a slider that he was able to hold up on. The count goes full, 3-2 for Lish. Second good at-bat in a row. He did strike out his first time, but forced it to be a 6-pitch at-bat on a 2-2 count. Here he's going to pop up another one down the left field line, and that'll end up dropping foul as well. So we'll see a 7th pitch in this at-bat to Lish. Right-hander against the right-handed DJ Evans. As back into play comes the ball from the Dragons. Cardinals here in the bottom of the 5th with nobody out. Leadoff batter is Lish. 3-2 count on the Cardinals backstop. And this pitch upstairs near the dome, and that will be a leadoff walk for Peyton Lish, only the 2nd walk that DJ Evans has given up so far in the game. And on 7 pitches, Peyton Lish able to make his way on base, and Chris Lloyd will come up to the plate now, and a courtesy runner will be sent over to first base. Catch a number on that courtesy runner in a moment, as soon as we see that flash free. And that courtesy runner is either Case Griffiths or, I believe, Ryan. And it is Case Griffiths who is over to first base. And the first pitch taken for a ball on the inside. Decent speed on the base pass for the Cardinals, but not sure if they're going to send Case over there at the first base bag. Short lead right now, extends it just a little bit. Now he will take off. This ball is going to be dribbled over towards short with the runner going. It was Green who had to cover, throws on to first in time to cut down Chris Lloyd. Hayden Green made a fantastic recovery as that ball was dribbled over to the hole. Moving up to second base is Case Griffiths, and it is at least a productive out for the Cardinals. And it'll bring up Zach Housley. And the right-hander will look out with 1 out. He's the only Cardinal yet to not be struck out in this game so far. Has a double and a single. And also has scored the Cardinals' lone run. That double came back in the 1st inning. Excuse me, it's not a single, it's a walk. This time he's going to bound one over towards third. Look back to second base. Sees Housley tumbling and doing a full gainer over the bag. Throw onto third base is going to cut down Case Griffiths trying to score from second. The Cardinals' aggressive base running will work out against him. It's a 5-3-5 putout as Soda Springs goes down in order in the 5th inning. We take a break. Come back with the 6th inning after this on KVRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com with live video streaming.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Tanner Myers returns to the mound for what will be his 6th inning of work, as he has given up 7 runs. 6 of those runs have been earned runs so far in today's ballgame. And he will be facing the top of the order when he gets done with his warm-up pitches. 120 pitches into it, but the majority of those have come in 2 innings. He threw 50 pitches in the 1st inning and 39 pitches back in the 5th inning. And we head to the top of the 6th. As Lish fires on down to 2nd, and we get set for inning number 6. Gage Cherry to lead things off. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And the right-handed batter will step in. He popped out in his last at-bat to second base on a play that was barely made by Jared Johnson. Trying to flip the glove out and was able to snare it. And the first pitch to him is taken upstairs for a ball. For Myers, it's imperative he gets through this inning quickly. Gives the offense another chance to come up to the plate. Trailing 7-1. This pitch fouled off. That's going to get over the screen and into the field behind us. And the count goes to 1-1. Over on the softball field. Not sure what has transpired over there as this strike taken at the front edge of the plate. Count to 1-2. Still playing over there, but I'm not sure if it's the JV game that started up now or if it's still the varsity game. And as I've been told, it is still the varsity game, so the Cardinals not 10-run by the Malad Dragons, as it was looking like it was going to get close to that early on, but still keeping themselves alive, battling against what is a team that has so far been undefeated in District 5 play. One of the teams that is expected to get out of this district and make their way to state. So competing against them, a very good sign for the Cardinals, as this pitch thrown past Gage Cherry. And the count will go full. 3-2 now to the leadoff batter for the Malad Dragons. Cherry using the bright orange Easton bat. White grip around the handle, swings, and he is going to line one right to Zach Housley. Doesn't even have to move, and he puts it away for the first out. And Justin Hubbard will step up now. He has the lone hit, or one of 2 hits, I should say, for the Malad Dragons. And has 2 of the runs scored for the Malad Dragons as well. The left-hander will stand in and look out towards the right-handed Tanner Myers. Off-speed pitch just off the corner, and it counts. We'll move to 1-0. Myers at 127 pitches now. Big thing to keep an eye on. And he will wind and bounce one up to the plate. That goes off of Peyton Lish's mask as he lost it on the way up. Just over-hurled that one a little bit. Did Myers stepped a little bit too quickly, and his body fired too quickly as well, and he could not hold up his release or get his release out of his hand in time. 2-0, 1 out here, top of the 6th inning in a 7-1 ball game. And now pitch is going to be flared for another base hit and make it a 2-for-3 ball game for Justin Hubbard. And the Dragons hoping that this leads to a similar inning to what happened last time, as Gage Cherry was leadoff out. And then Justin Hubbard got a single to start things off, and with that, I believe we will see a pitching change as Tanner Myers is going to flip things off, and Zach Housley looks to be the one who will come up onto the mound and do the new pitching duties for him. And Coach Jeff Yuskoski makes a quick chat, and it looks like it will just be a straight-up switch. We'll see what the official changes are coming up. We'll take a break, come back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Tanner Myers out of the pitcher's mound. He is going to replace Zach Housley at shortstop as Housley comes in to do the pitching for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Housley has been used in this role a little bit, trying to change the arm angle a little bit as Hayden Green steps in. The first pitch sees the runner going. Throw down to second is going to get into the outfield. Runner will move up to third as well. And that time the error is going to have to go on the Cardinals on the scoop as Tanner Myers allowed the ball to get into the outfield. And it's a runner on third base now for the Malad Dragons, and a 1-0 count, I believe, with Zach Housley facing Hayden Green at the mound. So stolen base and an E2 on the play as this pitch upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0. Seven to 1 your score. As Housley fires another pitch upstairs, struggling to get a ball down a little bit as he's just missing at the letters. If he comes down on top of the ball just a smidge more, then he's going to be right in where he needs to be. 3-0 count though, and this pitch inside and behind the batter. Runner will hold. But it's a walk that allows the runners onto the corners now on 4 pitches from the first man that Housley faces. And it brings up DJ Evans. Another big bat for the Dragons. So far, though, 0 for 2 has walked and scored a run. DJ doing the pitching today. That's where he's really shown the brightest, as he is going to foul the ball off on the first pitch he sees down the left field line. Count goes to 0-1. Runner was taken off on the play as Hayden Green was attempting to move up to second base. And with the score sitting at 7-1 right now, the Dragons in control of this ball game. We'll see Housley step up to the rubber once again. Sets, kicks, fires, and this one off the glove of Peyton Lish up quickly. Runner will hold at third, but moving up to second on the pass ball is going to be Green, and then a ball thrown down to third base. We'll see another error recorded on the Cardinals. And Peyton Lish, as he throws the ball away from the third baseman, Kyle Dursteller, goes all the way down the line. And another run will score. It's 8-1. And all 8 of those runs charged to Devin Adams as this, Tanner Myers, struggling with my names today as this pitch misses. And the count goes to 1-1. Housley struggling to try and find DJ Evans' zone again. Runner on third base, 1 out here, top of the 6th inning, 8-1. Malad on top of Soda Springs and the Cardinals here in game 1 of a doubleheader this weekend. As this pitch upstairs taken for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1 now. 3-1, excuse me. to DJ Evans. Trying to get the second walk of the game. This pitch upstairs just fouled off. And the count will fill 3-2. Full count here against Evans. He was swinging on a 3-1 pitch. Being aggressive at the plate. Knowing a ball in play most likely scores a run. Dragons trying to get themselves closer to that 10-run mark in this frame. As this pitch swung on as well, that's going to be grounded towards Myers. Takes a tough hop, fires onto first base. Throw wild, but they're going to apply the tag. And the ground out will result in an RBI. But the bases are now clear after the second run comes across to score. And it'll bring up J.D. Wilkins to the plate. And it brings up Wilkins, who so far today 0 for 2, does have a run score and has been hit by a pitch. That hit by a pitch happened back in the 5th inning of this now 9-1 ball game. Now a ball popped up into left field. That is going to be attacked, and the play is going to be made by Kobe Allen on the first pitch. The fly out to left field will be recorded, and the Cardinals will have to get the offense back up to the plate as they trail this one 9-1 against the Malad Dragons, heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Back after this with more on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Once again, back here at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Tanner Myers on the hook for the loss so far in this game, trailing 9-1. 8 of those 9 runs charged to the Cardinals senior. And on the other side, DJ Evans, the senior for the Malad Dragons, in fine form in his own right, has only given up 1 run. That was back in the 3rd inning on an RBI single, and has yet to give up a hit since that. So he has an error in the field behind him back in the 4th inning and a walk in the 5th inning. So he has continued to throw very well out there on the mound. We'll see what he can do here with the heart of the order coming up for the Cardinals. Tanner Myers will lead things off. And there is a substitution out in the field, as coming into the game is Kyler Harrison, as he will move in and play left field to replace Chase Davis in the bottom of the order. First pitch to Tanner Myers, taken for a strike on the outside. Myers will swing. He'll pop this one up. That's going to find its way foul. Softball game is over. An 0-2 count will now face Tanner Myers. We'll find a final score for that game as soon as we can. And Myers, while we're talking about that, grounds one to second, throw easily on to first base. And the Dragons will come away with the out as J.D. Wilkins made the strong throw to Gavin Combs for the out. Final score of the girls' softball game, 21-6 is the score that we have received. We'll verify that a little bit later, but the one thing we do know, the Cardinals did fall to the Malad Dragons in the varsity game on that side of the field. First pitch misses to Braxton Kellen here. Count goes to 1-0. And he'll take another pitch on the outside corner for a strike. The count will go to 1-1 now. 1-1 count with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. And Kellen will take a pitch downstairs as the count goes to 2-1 now to the number 2 hitter in the inning. Kyle Dursteller on deck. He's got a single in the game so far. struck out as well as Kellen swings and misses at a pitch off the outside, and the count goes to 2-2. Braxton, the only RBI contributor so far for the Cardinals today. It's gone 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. A pitch that was flared out into right field. As this pitch upstairs just a bit, and the count goes full to Kellen. And the Cardinals' first baseman will see what he can do with the full count delivery. 3-2, 1 out in a 9-1 ball game in the bottom of the 6th as Kellen fouls off a pitch and stays alive. As that one drops well back of the bleachers. And the count remains at 3-2. Kellen, who's a senior, was also our standout student earlier on in the pregame show. A wind and a fire swing and a miss by Kellen for the second time. He goes down on strikes, this time swinging, and it's the 10th punch out of the game for DJ Evans through 6 innings, not even 6 innings, as Kyle Dursteller still has a chance to come up to the plate in this inning as the right-hander. Single and a strikeout so far today for Dursteller. Single to lead off the second inning as he takes a pitch upstairs. Gets that one for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. And now takes a pitch away for another ball. As that count goes now to 2-0. Pitch upstairs, taken again. Moves it to 3-0, and Dursteller with 2 outs on the verge of working himself on base via the walk. Be something that I'm assuming if you are the head coach of the Cardinals, you would be more than happy with. Although a strike will make the count 3-1. And Dursteller looks out, swings. This ball's popped up towards the left side. And that is going to be caught for an out. Made on the play by Kyler Harrison, a freshman who's been inserted into the game in left field. And we will head to the top of the 7th inning. Cardinals trailing right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Score sits right now at 9-1 on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
This is the sound of salmonella gyrating on your undercooked chicken. And it looks like Mom might be taking it out a little early. Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to Soda Springs on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com as the Cardinals so far struggling to try and come back in this game. And we head to the final frame of this one with them down 9-1 against the Malad Dragons. Zach Housley out for another inning of work as he has pitched 2/3 of a frame so far. Gave up a run on a walk that he gave up. An RBI went to DJ Evans on that, and then was able to escape the rest of the frame with J.D. Wilkins flying out to left field. That'll bring up Tucker Hess, who is 0 for 1 with a pair of walks and an RBI in today's game. One of the few RBIs that the Dragons have actually been able to record, as only 4 of their 9 runs have required the RBI to push the run across. And the first pitch to him is taken for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Gavin Combs will come up behind him with Colby Dreesen in the hole. Because this pitch swung on, that'll be popped up foul. The count goes to 0-2. Zach Housley, after walking the first batter he faced on 4 pitches, has really settled in there at the mound. And as Hess looks out from home plate, with an 0-2 count facing him, he'll swing and just pop this one foul over towards the road behind the fields, and the count will remain at 0-2 to the leadoff batter for the Dragons here in the 7th inning of play. Be sure to stick around for the post-game show after this, being brought to you by the Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium. Hess will wait and take this pitch upstairs over the top of the dome, and the catcher ducks out of the way. Just watch that one sail by. Hess, another senior for this Malad team, and we talked about the youth. And this Malad team in the starting lineup has plenty of veteran leadership. It's once you get much past the starting 9 that they start to really drop down in the age of kids that are doing things. As this ball lined over to third, Dursteller up with it. He takes the line drive out for the first out of the frame. And back-to-back innings now. The first batter has lined out as Gage Cherry did the same thing to lead off the top of the 6th inning. And if that works the same way, then the Dragons would be more than happy to take that, as they ended up scoring 2 runs in that inning. Gavin Combs will step in now. The first baseman, 0 for 2, has a strikeout in his last at-bat. Takes a pitch here for a ball. The count works to 1-0. 1 out. Grounded out to third base to start off the 4th inning, and has also walked back in that 1st inning. The first baseman will look out, and he'll take a pitch upstairs once again. Back-to-back upstairs, and the count to 2-0. Housley threw 11 pitches to the 3 batters he faced back in that 6th inning. He's thrown 7 pitches so far. Nothing to worry about, though, in his relief role, as he'll fire a pitch just a little bit high again, and the count goes to 3-0. Needing to buckle down. Is the pitch off the plate. Ball 4, and a 1-out walk will start the motion again for the Malad Dragons. Rain continuing to just dust down in a little bit of a mist here today. Nothing heavy. Wind continues to blow on again and off again, as Colby Dreisen will step in. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. Also has a pair of RBIs. 2 of the 9 runs driven in by the third baseman, as he takes a pitch inside, and the count goes to 1-0. Runner on first base, not a ton of speed. As Dreesen looks out once again, and this pitch taken on the outside corner. And after 5 straight out of the zone, Housley able to find the strike zone with that one, and the count goes to 1-1 with 1 out. Chase Davis, no, excuse me, not Chase Davis, the replacement for him, and Kyler Harrison on deck as this pitch upstairs. Snap throw down to first base is not going to be in time, and just able to get back to the bag is Gavin Combs, as the count moves to 2-1. With 1 out. And Dreesen will continue to approach the plate, as this pitch to him bounced up to the batter's box. And the count to 3-1. Housley just struggling to throw strikes right now. And Dreesen will look out once again. Rain again softly falling down on the field outside. Just a little bit of a drizzle. This pitch a strike at the knees. Fills the count at 3-2, and Housley needs to come back with a strike here. Big pitch coming up. You'd hate to put another runner on the bases for the turnaround batter. And it does look like there's actually going to be another batter coming up, as it is not Kyler Harrison. It's actually Xander Christensen, who is playing left field now. As this ball popped up, that'll be in foul territory down the first base line. Braxton Kellen comes over to make the play, and the out is recorded. And with 2 outs now, that will bring up Xander Christensen, who is so far yet to have a plate appearance. Ahead of him, Chase Davis went 0 for 3 from the 9-hole. And for Xander, the senior will step into the right-handed batter's box. Cardinals playing this game without one of their bigger offensive weapons, or without one of their offensive weapons, not necessarily the big one, or not that they have necessarily a huge offensive threat. Devin Adams, though, not in today's game, as this pitch taken for, or swung on and missed for a strike off the plate. Was going to be a ball, but Christensen hacking at the first pitch he sees, and the count goes to 0-1 with 2 outs here, top of the 7th inning. Cardinals down by 8. They need a rally in the bottom of this frame, but they need to get there first, as this pitch taken on the outside corner, and the count goes to 0-2. 17 pitches in the inning for Zach Housley, finding the zone so far. He's given up the 1 walk, still yet to give up a hit in his time out there on the mound in his inning and a third. Trying to get through inning and 2/3, and this one bounced up to the plate. That's going to allow the runner to move up as it gets away from Peyton Lish. Tough hop as that one kicked up about 5 feet in front of the plate. And the count goes to 1-2. Two outs. And Christensen looks out once again. Right-hander. Holds the bat just wiggled above the top of his head. Gets caught chasing one off of the plate. That's strike 3, and down goes Chase Davis. First strikeout of the game, and should be the last strikeout for Zach Housley in this one as he finishes off his inning in 2/3. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's the bottom of the 7th inning. Last at bat for the Cardinals to try and cut this deficit down. They trail 9-1 as they looked for an answer against DJ Evans on KBRV 800 The Bear with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Welcome back into the bottom of the 7th inning on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Cardinals able to escape the top of the frame without giving up a run. No hits given up as well, as Zach Housley's line should wrap up like that. Unless the Cardinals can put together a monster bottom of this frame, it looks like Malad is going to move on to the victory in today's ball game, despite only being able to tally 3 hits in the game. Cardinals made several mistakes in the field as they have 5 errors to their credit, but the biggest killer was the walks, as Tanner Myers ended up giving up 8 walks, and another pair of free passes came in from Zach Housley. It'll be Jaron Johnson to lead things off for the Cardinals. Same pitcher on the mound for the Malad Dragons as DJ Evans fires one on the outside corner. And he begins the bottom of the 7th with a strike. For the Dragons so far, a very clean game. They do have 2 errors to their credit, but the walks have not been an issue. Only 2 walks so far have been given up by DJ Evans in this ball game. As he will rock, wind, and fire a pitch that is going to be flared into left field. Coming on and making the grab is Christensen. And the first out of the 7th inning is recorded. 2 outs left for the Cardinals in this ball game if they want to try and come back. And it's going to be up to Kobe Allen or Taylor Adams. And Kobe Allen will be the first man to take his swings at the plate. Right-handed batter. So far on the game has struck out and reached on an error. He holds the bat back, and first pitch is a fastball for a strike. A little bit extra on that one, it looked like, from Evans. As caught the glove well and popped it. As Allen again will stare out. This one swung on. That's going to be laced into left field. That's a base knock. And Kobe Allen will hopefully start the rally for the Cardinals with his first base hit of the game. And for the Cardinals, only their 4th hit of the game. And it will bring up Taylor Adams to the plate. Left-handed batter against the right-handed Evans, and the first pitch from Evans is going to be up and away for ball 1. One more coming up. On a 1-0 delivery, no, it's going to be a throw down to first base instead to drive the runner back. And Evans will again look into Taylor Adams. He'll foul one off. Good rip by Adams. Was on that ball, just missed it by a smidge. As that one goes back to the screen and the count moves to 1-1. Evens things up with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cardinals down 9-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As Taylor looks out. Pitch swung on. That's going to be dribbled down the first base line. Just drifts foul. Almost rolls back fair, but it stays foul, and it goes to a 1-2 count now to the number 8 hitter in the Cardinals lineup, as Adams down to his last strike of this at-bat. Trying not to become the 11th punch-out victim by DJ Evans. Wind picks up a little bit. It's stayed coming in from the outfield, though, as nothing's really been flying too much in this game. As that pitch off the outside corner, trying to get Adams to go fishing at 1. He holds off, and the count evens up at 2-2. And Adams will again stare out. The left-hander looking for his first hit today. And he takes another pitch outside. Count goes full. 3-2 now. Good battle by Evans at the plate. He struck out. Back in the 2nd inning was the 5th strikeout of the game for Evans. And then grounded out to third base. As he'll get a walk now, and the Cardinals move everybody up. Runners on first and second now. On a 6th pitch at bat, and a walk now for Taylor Adams to bring up Peyton Lish to the plate. Peyton has walked and struck out in his 2 at-bats. He looks out to Evans. Fires a pitch upstairs for ball 1. Evans started this inning out well. Got the fly out to left field from Jaron Johnson, then gave up a single to Allen. Walked Adams. Now is a 1-0 count on Peyton Lish. Swings at a fastball at the outside, but couldn't catch up to it, and the count goes to 1-1. 9-1 your score. Cardinals in the bottom of the 7th, trying for a late rally to get some runs across the board and give themselves a chance to come back. Last frame of this ball game, unless they can score 8. And off the rubber steps DJ Evans to check the runner back to second. As Kobe Allen stands on second. Taylor Adams leads off of first. Lish rocks, fires a swing at a ball, and that is going to be popped up foul towards the softball field. Will actually make it into the softball field. And shallow right field for them. And the count goes to 1-2 now to Peyton Lish. The right-hander will stare out. Evans fires this pitch off the plate, trying to pick it back up into the zone was Tecker Hess, but he could not quite pull it up enough, and the count stays or goes to 2-2. Evened up on Peyton Lish with Chris Lloyd waiting on deck. The Cardinal center fielder looking to not be the last batter of the game. Looking to not come up with 2 outs, as well as again checking Kobe Allen is Evans, who looks him back to second. And pitch to the plate, upstairs and away, trying to get Lish to go chasing, and he doesn't. Holds off, count back to a full count, and his back-to-back full counts the Cardinals have been able to force into DJ Evans. This is your chance to come back in this game. Evans up over 100 pitches now. And Lish is going to add to that count. And now 111 pitches for DJ Evans in his own right on the mound. Both starting pitchers going deep into this game, as Myers made it to the 6th, pitched 5 1/3. Evans, though, in line for the win if he can close this one out. As this pitch upstairs, and Lish will fight his way back to the walk on 7 pitches. And it'll load the bases up, and we'll see what the Malad Dragons decide to do here. And there is going to be a quick meeting out onto the mound by T.C. Williams. Lish will be pinch run for once again by Case Griffiths. As T.C. Williams, the head coach of the Dragons, will talk with DJ Evans. Trying to talk things over with a starter who's lost some of his control, is already throwing 18 pitches in this inning. Only 1 out, and the bases are full. And Chris Lloyd at the plate flips the lineup over with only 1 out. And the top of the order looking to try and make up for a game that has not been the prettiest. There's only one hit between the top 3 and only 2 hits between the top 4. As this pitch taken for a ball to open things up to Chris Lloyd. He struck out twice, once looking, once swinging, and has grounded out to short as well. Still swinging at a pitch on the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Lloyd, with one of the more interesting batting stances you'll see, holds the bat straight out from his body, horizontal with the ground, and now he's going to flare one out, and that is going to be an infield fly rule called. Chris Lloyd is out. Out was made by the second baseman as J.D. Wilkins came in to make the play. And it'll bring up Zach Housley, who is 1 for 2 so far with a walk, a run scored, and a double. Down 9-1. Last out of the game for the Cardinals. This first pitch to Housley, taken for a strike on the inside corner. He'll look down to the third base coach's box to Coach Yuskoski, as he'll try and work his way back into it. Evans winds, fires. That swung on and missed. Big cut by Zach Housley. He was looking for a fastball, got it, but could not catch up to the pitch up in the zone. And the Cardinals down to the last strike, 0-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Evans into the wind, fires. This pitch bounces past the catcher. Coming home to the plate is going to be Kobe Allen, who slides in head first and is able to score the second run of the game for the Cardinals. They make it 9-2 now with a 1-2 count to Zach Housley. And the Cardinals now down by 7. Again, just trying to find a way back into this game and cut themselves back forward into a chance to get in front. Nine to 2. No. 9-2 your score. 1-2 count. Housley at the plate, and this pitch upstairs and away, and the count goes to 2-2. So deuce is wild. On deck, Tanner Myers open for an opportunity. Housley has to get on base, though. Runners at first and third. As this pitch downstairs in the dirt, that's going to see Case Griffiths moving up as he will steal a bag and gets up to second. And the count goes full 3-2. Housley just trying to get on base. Any way you can works. Get Tanner Myers a chance at the plate. There's Evans with the 3-2 count. Payoff pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and that is the ball game. Cardinals fall by a final score of 9-2. 11 strikeouts for DJ Evans. And the final in this one, we'll see the Cardinals putting up a run in the final frame, but unable to cash in as we take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up everything on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you. One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Welcome back.
Next to the Idaho Theater in Soda Springs, Idaho, lies a lovely gift and art shop called Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium. It features local artists Wade Craven and Sandy Fugate, as well as other locally made items like homemade soaps and bath crystals by Julie Branson. And who can resist gourmet fudge and truffles by Jade Rainey? While you're there, put a gift basket together for a favorite someone that will put them over the moon. Top it off with a postcard featuring local iconic sites such as the Eastman Fire Truck and, of course, our famous geyser. All are produced by local photographer Kim Miller. That's me. That's Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium in Soda Springs, next to the Idaho Theater.
Welcome back out to Soda Springs on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com as the Cardinals fall by a final of 9-2 to the Malad Dragons. Things not the best for the Cardinals in today's ball game as they end up having 5 errors in the field behind them, and they give up 8 walks as well in the game from Tanner Myers, 2 of those coming from Housley, so 10 total walks in the game, only 3 hits in the ball game for the Malad Dragons in today's contest. But Malad didn't need a lot of hits. They were able to score runs using small ball, able to work runners around, and able to come away with the victory. Final line score for the winning pitcher in this one as DJ Evans goes 7 innings, strikes out 11 Cardinals, walks 4, gives up 4 hits, and gives up 2 runs. Both of those were earned on 121 pitches. Tanner Myers started the game for the Cardinals, gave up 5 1/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, 8 walks, 3 hits, 1 hit batsman, 8 runs. 7 of those were earned on 129 pitches. Housley came in through 30 pitches, through an inning and 2/3, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, no hits, no hit batsman, and 1 run given up in the game by Housley as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you the rest of the batting statistics for this one. You're listening to the post-game show being brought to you by the Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium. Located next to the Idaho Theater, they feature gourmet fudge and truffles, postcards of iconic sites in Caribou County, and luxurious homemade soaps and bath crystals, as well as customized artwork here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Welcome back out to the post-game show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Cardinals fall by a final score of 9-2 to the Malad Dragons. As Malad will move to 1-2 in District 5 play, the Cardinals will have to try and find a way to take down the Bear Lake Bears and the Malad Dragons, as they have 2 games with Bear Lake and 1 with Malad left on their schedule. Going back into our final numbers for this one as we look down the hit column for each of the teams. On the offensive side, we start off with the victorious Malad Dragons. They were led by Justin Hubbard out of the 2-hole, 2 for 3, scored 3 runs, and was really the main key player in this game. Gage Cherry went 0 for 3, did score a run on a walk. Hayden Green went 0 for 2, had 3 runs though as he reached on an error and a pair of walks. DJ Evans went 0 for 3, had an RBI and a run scored. JD Wilkins 0 for 3 with a run scored as well. Tucker Hess went 0 for 2 with an RBI. Gavin Combs went 0 for 2 as well. Colby Dreesen went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs on a single that really broke the game open back in the 5th inning. And Chase Davis went 0 for 3. He was followed up by Xander Christensen, who ended up going 0 for 1 in his one plate appearance with a strikeout. For the Soda Springs Cardinals, Chris Lloyd went 0 for 4. Zach Housley 1 for 3, scored a run, had a double in the game as well. Tanner Myers 0 for 3. Braxton Kellen went 1 for 3 with an RBI. Kyle Dursteller went 1 for 3 as well. Jaron Johnson went 0 for 3. Kobe Allen went 1 for 3 with a run scored. Taylor Adams went 0 for 2 with a walk. Peyton Lish 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. And the Cardinals finish up with 2 runs on 4 hits. They had 5 errors in the field behind them. We'll take a break, or actually no, we're going to jump right into our interview with Darcy Nelson as our sports update comes up right now. Darcy Nelson, the leader of the band and choir for the Soda Springs Cardinals, had a chance to take them to their full large group festival. She joins us now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff joined with Darcy Nelson from the Soda Springs Band and Choir. And Darcy, when you think about what's going on at the end of this year, it really loads itself up towards the end of the year for a lot of big things going on. And one of the things you guys just wrapped up is the large group festival up at Rockland. Talk a little bit about that festival. When you take the kids up there, both band and choir, what are you expecting for them to get out of an experience like this?
It's really important for them to hear the comments from the adjudicators, reinforcing the things that we've been working on all year in band. And it's also important that they have the opportunity to hear other ensembles and hear what they're doing in their organizations.
Gives them a chance to keep getting more excited about what they're doing and see other kids that are really excited about what they're doing as well. Now, obviously, when you go up to this, there are judges, there are people that are going to be rating how well they're doing. Let's start with choir. Talk a little bit about how they did. What were your thoughts on their performance, and what were the judges talking about?
I was really pleased with the choir's performance. They received a 36 out of 40 points for a superior rating. The judges had great things to say, gave them some good feedback on things that they could also improve on, too.
That's always something that you're looking for, is that feedback. As an instructor, a lot of times when you get that other voice coming in there and telling them something, it might click a little bit better than the same voice hearing it over and over again. Talk about band now on the same note. What were some of the thoughts and impressions that they had?
The band received an excellent rating, also another really good score for the band. It's difficult when you're a small band like we are. Every little thing stands out, and it was nice for them to hear the judges say to work on things that I've already been asking them to work on, reinforcing those things that they need to clean up. It was really a good opportunity for them to hear it from someone else.
We'll wrap it up with one more question on the large group, and that's with the high school kids out of the way. They're done with large group, but you do have one more group going for that, and that's the middle school kids. Is there a difference when you prepare the middle school kids for a large group presentation than from preparing the high school kids?
Most definitely there's a difference. For the middle school kids and our beginning band kids, we focus more on the ensemble rather than focusing on individual lines and parts. And so what we're looking for when we go to festival is to hear the judges say that we're playing well as a group.
Again, that's the big thing you're trying to learn in school. Anyone can learn an instrument on their own at home, but playing with other people brings a completely different dynamic to it. And that's why, in my opinion, having these large group festivals before your final concert is so big. And talking about that, your final concert of the year is coming up May 17th. What's a sneak preview for the people that might be wanting to come and listen and enjoy it?
Well, you'll have another opportunity at our spring performance to hear all of the bands and the choir perform. And we also hope to have a flex choir from the middle school that will also perform on that concert. And you'll be able to hear the progression that the kids go through from beginning band all the way through high school. And I think it'll be a treat if you heard the Soda Pop's at Christmas, it'll be a treat to hear the progress that they've made up to this point this year.
That's always the exciting part about the end of the year. You heard them in the middle, now you get to hear them at the end and figure out what exactly is improved, and it should be exciting. Darcy, as always, thank you so much for the time. We'll probably do one more of these after that final concert and talk a little bit about All-State Band, but as always, thank you so much once again for the time.
Thank you.
That was Darcy Nelson from the Soda Springs Band and Choir as they just got done at Large Group Festival. We'll take a break, come back, take a look ahead at what's coming up next for us on our broadcast schedule on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Welcome back out once again to Soda Springs High School as it's time for us to wrap things up here. One last chance at a look ahead at what's coming up for us here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. And as we look at our upcoming schedule, tomorrow we're going to be back on the air. Softball will be our broadcast as we'll be covering the Lady Cardinals against the Bear Lake Lady Bears. That game will go on at 11 o'clock with the pregame show coming your way at 10:30 right here on KBRV. And we will be bringing that to you with the Deceivingly Tan pregame show once again with interviews from both Fetzer as well as Coach Jeff Yuskoski after this loss by the Cardinals to the Malad Dragons 9-2 in today's ball game. After that, we're going to turn around on Monday. We'll have a baseball game coming your way as the Cardinals will take on the Malad Dragons. That'll be a 4 o'clock first pitch, 3:30 pregame show coming up from Malad as the Cardinals will make the trip down to the south for a game there. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have games against Bear Lake and Westside, baseball and softball in those two games as well. So plenty more coming up here on our schedule as the regular season starts to wrap up for baseball and softball here at Soda. We'll take a look ahead next time as well and continue to give you those updates. Thank you again for tuning into the Cardinals postgame show. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which can be used to rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Once again, our final score on today's Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard is 9-2. Join us on tomorrow's broadcast at 10:30 when the Cardinals take on the Bear Lake Bears on the softball field. We'll be on air at 10:30 with the Deceivingly Tan pregame show and at 11 o'clock with the first pitch. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank the following folks from KBRV. General Manager and Office Manager Kim Miller doing a fantastic job. Chief Photographer Warren Cook as well has been sprinkling some time up here. All of you as well for listening in have been fantastic in supporting these broadcasts. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors as well. Until next time the Cardinals take to the field, let's go Cardinals, let's go Caribou County.
Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast of Soda Springs Athletics on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This broadcast has been brought to you by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, and by Silver Star Communications. Keep it tuned right here all season long for more exciting action as the Redbirds of Soda Springs take to the diamond on your home for Caribou County Sports.